Yo, hustle hard in the camp, we grind till our bones, stacking up dreams, ain't nobody here alone. Late nights we stay lit, strategizing every move, rising like the sun, man, you know we gotta prove. In the struggle we unite, every setback just fuels the fight. Can't hustle, we're breaking the mold, chasing the dreams that we've all been told. In unity we rise and we shine, with every heartbeat success will be mine. Dawn, we ain't got no regrets, chasing after cash, never falling for debts. Every corner we flip, every risk that we take, building up our empire, yeah, we rise from the wake. In the ground we found our role, with passion and fire we're on a roll. Can't hustle, we're breaking the mold, chasing the dreams that we've all been told. In unity we rise and we shine, with every heartbeat success will be mine. We hustle hard, we never fall. Breaking the mold, chasing the dreams that we've all been told. In unity we rise and we shine, with every heartbeat success will be mine. We hustle hard, we never fall. In this camp we stand tall.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Camp Hustle One here, back with another live stream. How you guys doing, man? We're back. All right, let's make sure everything is in order here. Hello, guys. We're back for another one. Yeah, so I guess, as you guys know, tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about Kendrick Lamar's historic victory lap over Drake. I think the Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss, and her whole issue being too big for a Lyft ride. And TikTok is back to available to, download on the App Store. And yeah, so everybody that was buying those phones off of Amazon and eBay for $10,000, I don't know, you got to do something with that. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'm not going to waste any time, guys. We're going to jump right into the first story. So here we go. So the first story of the night, we're going to be talking about Dank DeMoss. This is our Detroit rapper, weighing in just over 500 pounds. And yeah, she made some waves. She did a couple of appearances, a couple of podcasts. And yeah, I just want to give you guys the origin story for those of you that aren't tuned into this rapper. I actually didn't know anything about her until a couple days ago, and I thought it was kind of crazy because I used to drive for Lyft, and I know that if this happened to me, I probably wouldn't have taken her either, because as we find out later, she was closer to like 600 pounds. She was like 598, like 2 pounds shy, and the tires I had, I wasn't in a sedan. I drove an SUV. But still, I don't know if she would have been able to fit in the doorway. It's kind of crazy. She's very, very big. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get our story. And you guys, let me know how let me check this audio first. Let's make sure that everything sounds good here. Let's see. We're at 300. Perfect. All right. So here we go.
A Detroit rapper denied a lift from Lyft. She says it's due to her size. Jessica Dupnack from our Fox sister station explains.
Have you been in cars that size?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smaller than that,
Deja Blanding tells us she was just trying to get...
Okay, so she said that she's been in cars smaller. I believe I don't remember the make of the car. We'll probably find that out towards the end of this coverage here. But she said she's been I know she said on an interview that she was in a PT Cruiser growing up, and that she's always been big. She actually has a father that was big. She's got some skinny brothers, is what she said. But she said that she's always been, she's always been big. So, yeah, I don't know, man. it just judging from just the circumference, most doorways, I don't know, maybe if you have the seat pushed all the way back or something, you know, there can't be anybody sitting in the back seat. Or if she's sitting in the back seat, nobody can be sitting in the front seat. Let's just say that. The seat has to be pushed all the way up or all the way back.
To a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car. Yes, I can.
He said, believe me, you can't. And you know what? I think that as rideshare independent contractors, I think we have the right to refuse anybody. But I do know that there are certain guidelines as far as like not being able to refuse if someone, I guess, has like a pet or an animal or whatever. I think unless you're like allergic to like pet hair or pet dander, you can refuse the ride. But honestly, man, like if I was this driver and I saw her, because I'm pretty sure you could see her like before you pull up, you could just like cancel before you even drive up and not even have the conversation, you know? If you have to roll down your window and speak to her, just be like, I'm so sorry. I just got like a phone call from my wife and stuff, and I got to go take care of her right now. I'm so sorry. I got to cancel. And I would have said something like that. I wouldn't have like even given this lady the conversation that you're too big to fit in my car. Maybe you should order like an Uber XL or a Lyft XL or whatever. I don't know what. Yeah. So I think that would have been good to do. But yeah, other than that, man, I just don't think I wouldn't have given this lady the conversation that this guy's doing. And I think that's what got him in trouble.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
Oh, every big person you turn down because they ain't fit in your car. You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
Ugh. Ambulance chasers. I mean, in lawyer speak, these guys will just like take any case that they think that they can take. And honestly, man, this is one of those frivolous cases, in my opinion. The fact is, she couldn't have gotten a bigger vehicle, and I think it's the guy's right. I mean, if the guy went over like a speed bump or a road hump or a pothole, dude, his freaking shocks are shook. Like, let's just be real, okay? This guy he said something about his tires, like his tires can't handle the weight and stuff. Most likely, Miss Dank DeMoss is going to be sitting on one side of the car. Now that's over 500 pounds on one side of the car. That's not going to be good. You know, you're going to make some turns, you know, it's going to be tough on the car, especially the suspension and everything. And, yeah, I'm with the driver on this one. I think that she should have gotten like an SUV or maybe even like a F-150 truck, you know, she can just sit in the back part. That probably would have been fine.
No different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car.
It's not the same thing, man. A black person or a Christian person could fit in the car if they're not 500 pounds, man. I think that this guy, his argumentation is all wrong. He's looking at it from like a racial, like trying to compare it to race, and it's not even the same, not even in the same ballpark, dude.
Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
Yeah, I mean, okay, is it any like surprise that, you know, people that are driving around sedans and not SUVs have to deal with this on a day-to-day basis? You know, I know Lyft and Uber, you have to have a 4-door car. You can't have a 2-door and drive. I mean, you can do it for like Uber Eats and stuff like that, but like for passengers, you have to have a 4-door car. And yeah, like there's no way, man. And you know, her personal experience of like, oh, I've been in cars smaller than this and everything, like that may be true. You know, you may be speaking from a younger age. Like, yeah, you probably did fit in a car when you were a younger age, but now I don't know. I don't think that's possible. And you know, if she's this rapper, I mean, why doesn't she have her own car? You know, isn't she like already made a name for herself? Does she just not want to buy a car, or is she still up and coming? I don't know anything about this rapper, but what I do know is that this guy was looking out for his own shocks in his car, and he didn't want to blow a tire, you know, because I don't know, what are the weight limits on these things?
I can fit in this car. Yes, I can. I really want people to see like what we go through as bigger people, you know.
What do you go through as bigger people? Dude, she's got a butt on the front, bro. Jesus. Okay, so the next video we're going to talk about is, I believe, I want to say Abba and Preach. The boys, they did a video on this lady, and I want to say it was about 2 months ago. And they also did a follow-up. Sorry, not 2 months, 2 weeks ago. So let's see what their coverage is all about.
With this,
hold on.
Landing tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
what do you mean?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so this story goes viral. I don't really know what's going on, so we're just gonna watch the actual original clip and then see what happened afterwards. Apparently, she sued the Lyft driver, and you saw what she looks like.
And I believe the Lyft driver lost his job too. I think because the company wanted to like save face because of all this backlash. They were like, okay, we went ahead and let go of the driver and stuff. But like, honestly, when you think about it, would Dank DeMoss, would she have taken care of any damages done to that car by giving her a ride? I'm not saying that it was a guarantee that the car was going to get messed up, but the guy was just trying to avoid it. You know, he didn't want to avoid it. And I think that's his right. It's his vehicle, his property.
So let's take a look.
What the fuck? What you saying? Yeah, I got more space in my house.
This MF said I can't fit in his car, so he gotta cancel my ride. Dude, he should have canceled and kept driving, bro. Why are you hanging around talking to her?
Car is small. I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
So, I'm sorry.
What am I doing with my money?
What are you gonna do with your money? You're gonna get your money back if he cancels, okay? They're not gonna just take your money because he didn't start the ride, okay? If you've been taking rideshare for a while, you should know that if you cancel, if anything, you'll probably get like a fee if you cancel on the customer side. But if the driver cancels on you, you get your money back, okay? And then you can re-roll the chances again of getting another ride. You know, you're not gonna lose your money, okay? That's not how the game is set up.
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in a Lyft
Runs out of breath, man. That is diabolical. That really is.
because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes
Dude, why are you talking to her, man? Like, she's taking these deep breaths right now, just because it's a lot. It's a lot for her right now. She's having to speak, stand, and you know, just like pace herself, man. This is a lot.
you think I can't fit in this car?
Runs out of breath again. Oh man, I know this is probably Abba doing that. Like that's pretty diabolical.
What makes you think? Probably the fact that you're out of breath just repeating these sentences. Probably part of it.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Okay, so that was a little bit of a slight, saying, oh, my friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. Well, why don't you call your friend? What are you doing using Lyft? You know, I think you're just trying to slight me right now. You know, you're trying to insult me, and then you're not going to insult your way into my car. That's not how this works, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me?
Runs out of breath again. God. Oh man, Appa does not let them breathe at all, dude. This is great.
What kind of car is it?
Here we go. We're about to find our answer, hopefully.
I want to know what kind of car it is. Find out. Cause sorry.
What's the breathing? Oh man.
It's just something funny about hearing a big word to go. What makes you think I can't get in the car? Sorry, Gary.
Because when we were chilling in Ethiopia, there's a car. We ordered a service, right? And then this car called Build Your Dream, BYD, right? It's an electric car. I have a hard time fitting in a car. And I'm not as big as her. We were next to each other. That's when we went to the Marriott Hotel.
Yeah, it was tight. Pause. It was tight.
Not tight and lovely, just
No.
tight and uncomfortable.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
So maybe it was a Benz. I'm thinking that's what she says. It's a Benz, but it's newer than this. Or yeah, I'm guessing it's got to be like I don't know, maybe a 4-door Benz. I don't know, man. Yeah, see, that was his big mistake. Like, actually, like, having a conversation with this lady, that was, come on, man. You're like, look, I'm canceling. I got to go, you know, and then, you know, as soon as you cancel, depending on if this was like a weekend or a Friday night or something like that, he's going to get another ride just like that. So he needs to just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I got another ride. Bye. And then he just drives off. That's it. The fact that he should never even roll down his window. He should have just like texted her the message and just like kept going.
Are you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order another Lyft.
Why are you? It's like, how many times I gotta tell you, lady?
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired.
What I got to do with your tires?
Did you say I got very high-end tires? Hold on, let's go back. I have really high-end tires. Let's go back. Hold on. Let's put on the closed captions. Maybe it might pick it up.
You're really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order another Lyft.
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
Very tired tires? I guess maybe like his tires, the treading is really low. So yeah, he's just like I'm on my last little thin bit of rubber, man. I don't know if we'll make it. You know, depending on how far her little Detroit watch party was, you know, he's just like, look, man, there's a lot of speed bumps in that neighborhood. I already know, so I'm just trying to avoid that altogether, man. That's crazy.
What I got to do with your tires?
You're about to ride in my car. What are you talking about? Preach does not look happy with this. I think he has a little bit of sympathy for this plus size model here.
I got very something tires. I mean, okay.
He was saying she was too heavy for the car. Basically, the tires are going to blow in. That's not how the tires work. The tire pressure going to work. Okay. You know how many times I got refused a cab because I was late? It's very frustrating.
That has nothing to do with it, though. That's not. There's no parallels to that. You know, like, yes, you both got refused a ride, but one is for something that you couldn't help. The other one is for something you could help. And if you like, say, yeah, she could have just ordered an Uber, a Lyft XL, and that would have been fine. But you know, she's like, no, maybe I can just save a little bit of money, dude. Could you imagine if she did like a Uber pool or like a Lyft shared ride, dude? Like, I'm sorry, but you got to sit up front. There's just no space in the back, and you know, like that's crazy because sometimes you know you have multiple riders. You'll have like up to 4 riders in, not 4. Yeah, sometimes if you have 4 seats, you know, 3 in the back, 1 up front. Yeah, that's not happening if she's in there, dude. It's just like 2 people only, you know? That's crazy. And I'm including the driver. You might not even have space for the guy up front because his seat's going to be too far back into her. So yeah, it's just going to be driver and her for a shared ride. Could you imagine, dude? That'd be funny as hell to pull up and like, you know, the back bumper is like sparking as you're pulling up. And, he was like, where am I going to get in? There's no room. What, we just ride in the trunk? Right on top?
I could fit. My blackness could fit in the car. What was your face?
I heard someone else say that. It's like, well, imagine I don't think it's...
Yeah, the lawyer said that. The lawyer was like, what if she was black? What if she was Christian? You know, what if he didn't want to take Christians or Muslims or black people? It's like, no, it's not the same thing, man. The logistics are completely different here.
Same thing. You think it's the same thing? Her size and your blackness?
I can fit in the car, and I think it's worse.
I agree. Yours is worse. That's why I'm saying I don't feel like they're comparable.
Okay.
I mean, you can't be racist when you're a rideshare driver, you know, especially if you're like in a predominantly black city, you know, like say if you're like in Atlanta or, you know, New York or something. Yeah, you're going to have predominantly black clientele taking Uber and Lyft. I mean, it depends on what area you are. I mean, I've had it where, you know, all I do is Uber at night and it's like predominantly black people. And then I'll do Lyft and it'll just be like a mixture. But it all depends on what area you're in.
But sorry, keep going.
No, I don't have an argument more than that. I'm just like, it's really frustrating. It's really like, yo, what the? Because I can fit in the whole car.
Yeah.
I can actually fit in the car. Just because of this.
Here's the thing. Could she fit in the car?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think it was for the driver to decide whether she could fit in the car. That's not.
I disagree. That's his property. And no, I disagree. We have the right to refuse service. And, you know, but the thing is, he could have played that in a way where it was like, oh, I'm so sorry. There's something that's out of my control that's happening right now. Like my house is, I just got an alert that my house is being broken into. I'm sorry. I have to cancel the ride. I got to go right now. I'm so sorry. And that would have been it. He wouldn't have lost his job. You know, like I would have found so many ways to get out of this instead of just being like, I'm so sorry. Like you just need to order a bigger ride. Like I would have not even said that. I would have like been so smooth about it. Like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. This just happened and I have to cancel the ride. I am so sorry. Don't worry. You will get your money back, but I have to leave right now. You know, I would have said something like that and she would have been like, okay, you know, and that would have been it. This wouldn't have gone as viral as it was, but because the guy was stupid, he lost his job, you know, I mean, his car's still good, you know, but other than that, yeah, it's like, no, this definitely could have been handled differently on the driver's side and, you know, not even roll down your window, you know. You could crack your window, but don't roll down your window.
That's not for him to decide. I don't think
you don't think it's for the driver?
No.
What do you mean? You think she's supposed to open the door and give her a chance?
Now that I think about it, she probably would have like reported him to Lyft. But no, if he like I said, if he just said, hey, you know, I'm so sorry, an emergency just happened. I am so sorry. Like I just found out just as I was pulling up, I have to leave. I can't take you. I'm so sorry. You have to get another ride. I think she would understand, you know. You can say anything. Just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like my house is on fire. I just gotta, whatever, you know, just say something to get out of it. And that was it. That's if you have to do it. I mean, I think if you just like pulled up and drove off, yeah, she would have every right to report you to Lyft and you probably could get like maybe a warning if you haven't done that before. But if this guy maybe has a record of doing it, then yeah, he does risk like getting deplatformed. But, yeah, having this conversation with the dank Demas rapper, whatever, that was the wrong move.
No, she opens the door. Driver's supposed to drive. Shut up and drive. Open the door. Fit in the car.
I disagree. It's his vehicle. He has to manage it. He has to take care of it. She's not going to pay for any of the damage that she might cause.
That is what I just said. That's exactly what I just said. Like, if, say, like, there's, I don't know, there's a loud pop and that's like, I don't know, the shock or something of the rear right side completely. Like as soon as she gets out, the shock is just, it stays like slumped down. And or you hear like a scraping, like the whole ride. And you're like, what is that? I haven't heard that all day. And then you get out and you see your back bumper has been scraping on the pavement for the last 10 miles. Yeah, man, she's not going to, I mean, it's going to be dark out. You won't be able to like, you won't be able to say anything, you know, but I don't know. You could definitely like report it to Lyft, take photographs, you know, like turn off the app, let them know like, hey, my last rider was too big for this. And I'm sure they have insurance for all this stuff. So yeah, you're going to have protections. If you have Lyft and Uber, they have like, it's like $1 million policy for like damages and collisions and stuff like that. And especially if you are, I think there's like 3 different stages. The first stage is when you're driving to the rider, but I think the second and third stage is when you pick them up and also when you're driving to their destination. When they're in your car, if anything happens to your vehicle, like while you're transporting someone, depending on like the stipulations, it's not your fault that your car, you know, got damages on the bumper, you know, that happened because the passenger was too heavy. So I think that the driver would have a case if he decided to take her on the ride. And he probably would still be able to keep his job. And if there were any damages, the Uber or Lyft coverage would handle that because it's full coverage. So they would pay for the damages. But if you just don't want to go through all that, it makes sense, man, if you want to avoid it altogether.
It's not going to cause any damages to the car.
Hey, listen, she big as hell. Okay, let's keep it a stack.
You don't know that, Preach. You don't know that she wouldn't have did damage to that. Have you ever had a 500 plus person in your car? I mean, when you think about it, when you have like 4 full adults in your car, I mean, that could be about 500 pounds, you know? And just imagine one person that's like, because I think she was 598, and that's 600 pounds, man. Let's just round up, okay? 600-pound person in the back of your car, that's a lot of weight to be carrying. And yeah, it's gonna put a lot of weight on your shocks and suspension and stuff. And yeah, man, I wouldn't want to have to deal with that. Your car will not be riding the same after that.
Here's the thing. I wish this case was a more reasonable one. I really do. She big. She not like kind of big. She big. Yeah. She not thick. Girl just like 3.
That was a really funny clip of her falling down. I wonder if she needed any help getting up.
I can barely fit in an airplane seat.
Like,
and
Preach? I don't know how big is Preach. I mean, Preach. I mean, I don't have problems with an airplane seat, but I'm not like round like that. Like I'm tall, so I have problems with like my legs and stuff fitting in the airline seats. But like, no, the seat part itself, I'm fine. But yeah, Preach, he looks a little bit bigger.
5'10".
I'm sorry. This is multiple seats.
Yeah.
That's like 2.5 seats. If you're like in the triple row where you have 3 rows of seats, all the arms are coming up, and she's taking. You got to take the one belt buckle and get like 2 children's belt buckles to attach, so you can just wrap it around and clip it into the next one. Because dude, there's no way. Maybe 3 children belt buckles. For those of you that fly with children, you know what I'm talking about.
If it was like that situation that you were thinking of, like a larger, I don't care. I would have been on their side 100%. She's big. Okay, and depending on the vehicle, it can cause problems. She may not be able to get in, so maybe he doesn't want to deal with that situation. He doesn't want.
It's a lot of paperwork, man. It's a lot of reporting, instance, whatever, and you got to do a lot of waiting. You're not going to be driving your car. Maybe you will, But I think it's like advised to not drive your car if you've been having any damages and stuff like that. Like you just have to kind of stop, and then that way they can assess the damages and make sure that, you didn't have these damages after the fact that you reported it. So, I mean, you're going to be taking multiple pictures of the car from different angles so they can, assess it. But then they'll probably send out an inspector to actually do it as well to check it and make sure that it's all legit. And, yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's better safe than sorry. Just do what I would have done and just come up with a story why you can't take this person, apologize, and drive off. And that's it. Don't look back. Don't look back.
This is right. And if Lyft wants to fire him for it, I don't agree with it.
But that's also their right.
Lyft at Dank DeMoss. We're disheartened to look at this driver's unacceptable behavior. Please DM us at your earliest convenience for additional support. We'd like to address this as soon as possible. Oh man, so Lyft went ahead and took her side, and it looks like it wasn't good for the driver. GG's.
Yes.
And I don't think that Lyft fired him because of what he said. I think Lyft fired him because of the backlash.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that viral clip that she posted on her TikTok, it went viral, and there were a lot of people that were in support of her, fans of her, and I'm sure Lyft did not want to have to have to deal with that. So yeah, it makes sense that they're like, look, we went ahead and rectified the situation, and we're possibly going to be seeking some compensation.
People are acting like this dude's a big asshole. He came to pick her up. He came to do the job. He just realized, like, based off his criteria, make sure not, can't do it. He canceled it for her. He didn't have her be charged, whatever. She can call a different Lyft. I understand it sucks. I understand the feeling's not great. I know, God knows, I've been canceled on a bunch of times for different rides. Preach been present for those times. It's not great.
And that's one thing that I do remember as a rideshare driver, that if you pull up to somebody right away and then you cancel right away, then yeah, it doesn't charge the customer. I do know that if you were like, say like you pull up to a customer and you're waiting for like more than, I think it's like 3 minutes or something like that, you can cancel on them and there won't be a penalty, and it will charge them for you waiting. But because it looked like he just pulled up and he's like, look, I'm going to have to go and cancel, but he was like talking the whole time. And I think that kind of messed things up. Maybe he was trying to buy his time. Maybe he was trying to be like, yeah, but the fact is she had him on video the whole time. And yeah, dude, that is just, it's all the way bad, bro. It's all the way bad. And you shouldn't have done it, man. You should have just, hindsight. This is hindsight 2020. I guess, you get put in that situation. We are all learning from this. For anybody that does rideshare, learn from this situation. Have a story for why you can't pick somebody up. Make it completely outside of them. And, say like, look, I'm so sorry. I just got a text message from my wife or my, whatever, my girlfriend. And, she said that the house is on fire. The house has been broken into. I have to go to the house right now. I am so sorry. I'm going to refund your money's going to be refunded. Don't say I'm going to refund it. Just say your money will be refunded through the Lyft app, and you should be able to get another ride. I'm so sorry, and that's it. That's it. That's all you got to say. Be convincing. Don't stutter. Don't blink, because it makes you seem honest. And then, yeah, you'll be good. That's all you got to do, guys. Simple as that. Don't have a conversation and don't try to rationalize, why you're not going to do something, just have a story. And you know what? You can use that same story every time, man. It will work like a charm.
Feeling fun. All of this seems a bit excessive to me personally. This makes me think of that lady who gets on like a plane car ride or a plane ride.
I saw this. It was the white lady. And I don't remember how many pounds she was, but she was round. Okay. And she was like talking about how, airlines don't design their seats for plus size people and stuff, or they make it harder for plus size people to travel. It's like, dude, it's like they have to have so many people. They want to try to maximize profits. That means having as many seats on there as possible. I'm pretty sure if you are a plus size person at the time of buying your ticket, you can reserve your seat in an emergency lane where you're gonna have a little bit more leg room, a little bit more space. You won't have any seats in front of you. Typically those seats are taken up first, but you can just try to roll a dice and try to get those seats. Otherwise, you're just going to have to like squeeze in there. Hopefully that nobody will, tell you like, oh, I have the window seat, but your whole right side is like slumped into the window side. Taking up 2 seats. Okay. We got to figure this out because I don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, I think bigger people have to, that's what you got to do. You got to pay for as many seats as you can take up. You know how they have the little luggage stand where you got to make sure that your luggage can fit inside the little rectangle? I think they should have seats like right at the ticket counter, to like confirm if you can fit in the seat. Just have like, a little sample seat. And yeah, I honestly think that would be great. That would be a great way to be like, okay, well, I'm so sorry, but for safety reasons, we didn't make sure that we can accommodate you. We're not going to be able to accommodate you in the normal size seats. You're going to have to buy 2 seats. Actually, in your case, you're going to have to buy 3 seats. You're going to have to take up the whole row. So you're going to be Lane Bryant.
And her big ass want to talk about like, it's not right. Planes are not made for normal sized people. Madam, you are 3 normal sized people.
That's right. She was round and wide, and yeah, she was like, I think they have her in the video, I think, sitting in the seat. And yeah, there's just that whole tray table thing. That's not even an option. Okay. She's going to be eating off of her chest. Like that's just, it's going to be a slope too. It's going to be real tough for her to eat because there's no space. There's no space for the tray table.
My body is in the problem.
Look at that. Look at that. How much space does she have? Hold on. Let me show you guys on the cursor. How much space does she have for this? No space at all. That's like what, a good 1.5 inches? And yeah, granted, she's like sitting up. She's not leaning all the way back. She leans back. She's still not going to be able to put that tray table down because her belly's resting on it, dude. Like, that's it. That's it, man. And yeah, like, okay, so it looks like this middle seat, that's a seat too, it looks like. Yeah, this is a 3-seater, okay? Yeah, so yeah, you definitely don't want to be in between her and somebody else, dude. That's gonna be awful. Damn.
The system is. Airlines are making it difficult for plus-size people to travel by designing seats that are too small for even the average human.
Dude, look how far over she is. She is like halfway in the second seat right now. That's crazy.
Yes, a plane seat's not made for you. You chose to eat your ass to the point where you need to
You chose to eat your ass. Yeah, I mean, that's a way of stating it.
Then if you got the money to eat your ass to that side, you should be able to start forking over the money to pay for those seats.
If you can afford the food, you can afford the seat.
Eat your ass.
You proceeded to eat your ass, goddamn.
Hey,
It's like it's like Abba has like no mercy at all. Preach has a little bit of sympathy, you know, but this is why these guys are funny.
just saying, like, if you have that much disposable income to eat this much fucking food to be able to be that big, then you should have enough disposable income to buy 2 seats. And if you don't, that's your problem. And I would say the same thing to a big ass steroid motherfucker who got delts the size of this big and they're walking around like this.
Dude,
Pay for an extra seat.
wait a minute. That dude was like, hold up. That's funny. Let's go back.
And I would say the same thing to a big ass steroid motherfucker who got delts the size of this big and they're walking around.
It's so true, man. Like the thing is, like, I can't put my arms down because I got too much muscle, you know, on my upper body. And yeah, dude, like that's big for absolutely no reason at all, dude. That would be just as bad because I mean it's like his shoulder, his arm is all on your side. It's like, man, he's like, I got nowhere to go, man. What do you want to do? You want to fight about it? And he's like, nah, man. But it's like, damn, bro, like shit. Couldn't you have like taken the aisle and let me have the window seat, man? Why you gotta have the window and the middle seat?
Around like this, pay for an extra seat, stupid. I don't care. I don't understand for the life of me people who make these choices that inconvenience themselves so much and then expect everyone else to pay for the burden of their choices. That's not sensible. Now, in this situation, it depends. Depending on the vehicle, depending on a lot of things, I could understand and I could be swayed. All right? But, my girl, you did yourself no favors. And people comparing this to, like, imagine if you were just...
Hey, Kavos, Coke Benny, David. What's up, guys? I'm so sorry that I just checked out my chat. For some reason, I have my chat up. I don't know why it's not being shown right now. What's going on here? Hold on, let me double check something. That's so weird. Let me make sure. Let me see, because I yeah, you guys are right here. Let's check it. Dun dun. Good to see you guys in, man. I was wondering, I was like, where are the hustlers at, man? But you guys were here the whole time. I apologize. I just now seeing y'all. All right, let's see if this will bring it up. No, it did not. Let's see. Can I bring this above here? Let's go to properties. Go to local file, maybe? No, not local file. And I don't know. I don't know how I did this last time. Shut down source, refresh browser. Default. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try refresh. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna have to put my chat over here. Cause it's getting a little hold on, let's put it down here. Yeah. Let's go back. Oops, what did I do here? I lost it. Where's my chat at? I lost you guys. Oh man, let me just bring it up on my phone. So let's see. Sup Camp, how are you? Writing that. Hey, are you still writing that book on Fresh? Sup Camp. What else do you got here? David from the UK. Hello, Camp. Good to see you, sir. Comments aren't showing on screen, Cavo said. And then Coke Benny says, she seems so entitled that she probably wouldn't care about his excuses. She'd probably say that it's not her problem. Absolutely, bro. That's literally like the whole attitude that she's spewing, that This is not my fault, okay? The fact that you are not equipped to carry me is not my problem. Let's just roll the dice and see if we can make this thing happen. And you know, you gotta say like, hey, that's not very cool. That's not how this is gonna roll. But yeah, let me see if I can do one more thing to see if I can make this chat thing work. I don't know why it's doing that. Properties. No, that didn't work. Control, use custom frame. No. There was something I did last time that made it work. Let's see. Defaults? Are you sure you want to? No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, dude, I don't know what I did. Control audio? No, that's not it either. Oh man, why is my chat not on screen? I don't know. I don't know what I did, guys. I hate to have to stop the stream to do this, but it's just like, why? Why is it not working? Yeah, you know, this happens like once a stream too. Let me check one more thing here. Restore chat. Let's pop you guys out, and I'm gonna put you guys on the second screen so I can read it. So at least I can read it, guys. All right, let's continue on. Sorry for pausing like that, but you know, I gotta read my chat somehow, some way.
Discriminated against because you're black. Last I checked, you can't change your blackness. Last I checked, being a black person doesn't mean you take up extra seats. Last I checked, being black doesn't mean that they lose income because other people can get in the car. No. And here's the other angle of this, okay? He gives her the seat. Now imagine he's doing Uber share. What are they called? Uber pool.
I was about to bring up the point that I made earlier. Like, if it was a shared ride, dude, it's toast. Okay, there's no way logistically that this is happening. Okay, it's literally just gonna be the driver and her, because nobody's gonna be able to sit up front because the seat's gonna be pushed all the way to the front. And I'm pretty sure the driver's got to put his seat up too, because she's not going to be able to sit on one side. She's going to have to sit in the middle so that the weight is distributed evenly in the car. Otherwise, he's going to be leaning like he's in the freaking lowrider. Cook Benny says, I meant if he came up with an excuse to not give her a ride, like saying his wife is in the hospital, she'd probably say that's not her fault and still expect a ride from. You know what? That's cold-blooded. But it's, you know what? I wouldn't really put it past her, bro. I wouldn't even say that my wife is in the hospital. I would be like, look, my wife just called me and said that somebody broke into our house. I have to go there right now. Okay? I have to go there right now. It's not about, yeah. Like, I don't know. That's why I think like the whole, like, my house was robbed or my house is on fire. I have to go right now. I'm so sorry. Like, hopefully she would understand the urgency of that. And, you know, she would really have to be like, okay, all right, I'm not going to be that much of a POS to be like, no, you still should take me to my ride, whatever, because I did request this ride. I'd be like, miss, I don't know if you understood what I said. I'll say it slowly for you. I would have said something like that, you know, but again, man, that would be only if I rolled down my window, and that's not something I would have done. I would have told her, I'm so sorry, I can't do it, you know. My house is on fire. I just found out my house is on fire. I'd only crack the window. I wouldn't even let her I wouldn't even show her my face.
Whatever.
It's a form of Uber rides where you're sharing. This girl's taking up multiple seats. That's not disputable. So he's losing income because of how big her ass is. You're not a normal person. Stop acting like this fatness is equatable to race or gender.
I said the same thing, dude. Like, logistics wise, being fat is completely different than being black or being Christian or being Muslim or even smelling bad. Dude, smelling bad is just as bad, in my opinion. You know what? This is bringing back a memory, okay? When I used to do rideshare, I used to not really... I was probably the least... I was not racist at all, okay? I can get along with everybody. I could have a conversation with everybody as long as they could speak English. But if you smelled bad, I hated you immediately. Just without even, yeah, it's like automatic hate. I just cannot deal with people that smell bad and then like BO and then also say like they're smoking a cigarette. Like they smoke a cigarette all the way up until they get in your car. That's the worst. You know, I hate people that smell. And then, you know, the people that would reek of marijuana, that was bad too. You know, and you're like an accessory to their drug deal because you got to take them to the gas station, not to go in the gas station, but to go around the gas station. They're going to go around back and they'll be right back in about 5 minutes. This is a round trip. And you're like, God damn it, dude. How many times do I got to do a drug deal? You know, I was an accessory to plenty drug deals. And I will say, there was one time I was driving downtown and I picked up a guy that needed to go to a BP. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to be like a couple minutes, man. Doesn't go in the BP, goes around back. And I'm in one of those cities where they have like those Uber scooters. And I saw this guy. He was probably about 200, 300 pounds riding a scooter. And he rode the scooter all the way up to the curb. And I guess he was like going to hop it. Well, he didn't hop it. Okay. He literally, his front wheel went straight into the curb. He went over the handlebars. And I had a front row seat to the whole thing. And you know what I was thinking? I was like, man, like for the longest time, I've seen people on those scooters, you know, and I never saw anybody get in an accident. But like, I felt like, you know, finally it happened. I felt really glad that I got to see it. Like, it was like it was meant for me to see because I had like the perfect shot of the whole thing. And I only wish that I had a dash cam at the time because then I could have just like saved it and then just like watched it forever. But yeah, that was before I had a dash cam. But yeah, good times, man. Good times being an accessory to a drug deal.
Or anything else, it's not. Also, I want to say this. My cousin is like 6'9".
Oh, I've seen this dude.
He's huge. Okay? Sometimes I look at his skull, I'm like, are we the same race? It's crazy how big he is. Okay?
Oh, are we the same race? Is crazy, dude.
He can't order regular Ubers.
No, he can't.
He doesn't sit there and argue with people.
He can't. There's nothing he
He
can
didn't even choose. He didn't eat his way to that shit. I mean, maybe when he's a kid, too much milk. But that's it. And you think anybody cries? Do you think he's out here filing lawsuits because an Honda Civic can't fit his big ass? Or what?
Milk don't do 6'9". That's not what milk does.
Takashi disagrees.
I was gonna say, wasn't there marketing around like milk? Like, oh, the reason why I'm so big is because I kept drinking milk. I remember, like, because I'm 6'5", and that was one of the things that resonated with me as a child. Those commercials back in like the late '80s, there was like milk commercials, and I remember, you know, they're like, it would be like a bunch of bullies bullying like this little kid, and this little kid's like, you know, I'm just gonna keep drinking my milk. And then, you know, the kid grows up and he's bigger than all the little bullies and stuff. They see him and he's just like this big strong guy because he kept drinking his milk. That was the whole angle of those milk commercials back in the day. And I don't, maybe it was true, maybe it wasn't, but that marketing stuck with me. Okay, so I resonate with that.
Milk don't do 6.
But you get my point? Would anybody here, would this even be a news story if this is about an NBA player 7 foot tall?
Shaq can be like, well, he didn't want me to. He didn't.
Is that Shaq and John Cena? I've actually met Shaq in real life, and yeah, I've actually met him twice in my life, and both times, you know, stood right next to him. He towered over me. He made me feel like an average dude. Okay, this guy, he's like, I think he's one of like, he's got to be like 7 foot tall, whatever. He's huge. I've also met Dikembe Mutombo. He's like an old Hawks player. He's like, he towers over me as well. He's like another giant. But yeah, like these guys have to be in SUVs, like exclusively. You can't do sedans with these guys because there's not enough room. You know, as soon as they get in the car, they're gonna be like, hey, would you mind pushing your seat up? And you're like, oh, all right, no problem, man. But yeah, so that's pretty much the whole deal. Like I've dealt with tall people, and as a tall person myself, when I'm shopping for cars, like if I don't have leg room, like that's the biggest selling point for me. If I can't fit in the car, I don't want it.
No, bro, come on, me. You're 7 foot 1,000.
Yeah, look at that. That famous picture of him and his girlfriend, which is wild. You know, that's crazy. Shaq is insane.
You can't fit.
This is a story because she's fat. That's the only reason this is a story.
Because it ain't a story because I'm black. It
No.
ain't never a story whenever the capital.
Let me tell you, how people get discriminated against.
Yeah, if Jake DeMoss was a white lady, it still would have been a story, you know, because it was a fat person. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't even know if they would have covered it if it was a fat guy, if it was a fat male that didn't get a ride. Honestly, I don't know if it would be picked up. I think the fact that it was a woman, I think that's what made it happen. Honestly.
Every single day for a lot of different things, like truly tall people. Okay,
Yes.
a lot of you guys are like, no, I'm tall. You're not that tall. Be a really tall person trying to order shoes. Discrimination. They will literally never have your size unless you go to the states, and then they got to supersize that freak.
I gotta order my shoes off a line, you know, like it's tough. I have to get lucky sometimes to find a size 14, so that is true. And they always stop at like size 12, maybe size 13, but size 12 is usually like the stopping point. So yeah, it's tough being tall, man.
I got one of my friends, his size shoes is 17. Shout out to Charles-Antoine Desgrange. That shoe, I could float in that shoe.
Yeah,
It's like a flipper. You take that thing in the ocean.
That shoe already colonized certain countries.
Bro, yo, my cousin, his clothing game is so complicated. My gotta go to the border to get his clothes.
Yeah.
He gotta go to the U.S. border to go pick that shit up.
Yeah, but why? Because he's as big as the country. He needs a border. Goddamn it. I see this shit.
It's the problem though. It's like, you know, you don't get the option of trying on shoes before you buy them. You have to order them. You have to know your size. You got to order them online, and that's it, man. It's a roll of the dice. It sucks, and I don't wish it on anybody. I wish that I had like the average shoe size, you know, which I don't know. I think average shoe size for male is like 10 or 9.5 or something like that. Dude, I'd have so many options, man.
Hey, no disrespect if you're watching this, because I don't want you to sit on me. But this dude is it's like I greeted this one once, all right? I said, "What's up?" And I went like this, right? And my leg went up. I felt so petite. No, I went, ooh. I felt so petite. I was like, ooh, I feel safe in his arms. This dude big.
This is a little note I want to make.
Safe in his arms.
Do you think this is just because they're fat? Because I know tall people get zero sympathy for their struggles that they get when it comes to discrimination.
It'd be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
It's not the same, dude. Like that's not the same, dude. You're trying so hard to convince us that it's the same when no, dude. Because you can have any black person, any race or religion in your car. As long as they fit, they fit. But if they don't fit, then it's a problem, okay? Coke Betty came back. He says, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but Shaquille is an Arabic word for handsome, and O'Neill is an Irish word for just kidding. Dude, that was from a roast. Who said that? I don't remember the woman that said that. That was from a roast. Yes, that was from a roast. I think Shaquille O'Neal was on there. I don't remember the lady's name, but I remember. I think Anthony Jeselnik was there. Yeah, it was one of those Comedy Central roasts. I've heard that one before because I love listening to roasting. Of course, you know, because I mean that's my whole background. I love doing that shit.
The law is the same. No, it's not. You can't charge a Muslim person for an extra seat on a plane because they're Muslim. You can't charge a really fat person for an extra seat because they take up more space. This isn't a matter of law strictly. This is also a matter of physics.
My religion don't take more seats. My blackness either. Although, you know, big. But it don't take more seats. You know what I mean? Imagine, sir, we're going to need that, excuse me, my schlong is over there.
Lyft unequivocally condemns all forms of discrimination.
The roast of Justin Bieber, and it was Natasha Leggero. Thank you. That was the one, and that was a good one actually. I remember even Justin Bieber got a good one. I don't even want to like butcher what he said, but he had a good comeback after all of the roasters went up, and yeah. I don't even want to say it because I don't remember all the words to it, but I just remember Justin Bieber had a good clap back to all of the roasters, and yeah, it was a good line. Lyft unequivocally condemns all forms of discrimination. We believe in a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness. Our community guidelines and terms of service explicitly prohibit harassment or discrimination. See, if you were just to say that, hey, my house is on fire, or my house had just been robbed, or just got broken into and I gotta go, that's it, man. Like, I'm not discriminating. I would love to take you. I would love to take you. Okay. I know that, you know, it's not even that far. But no, that's the thing. You gotta show, if you're gonna roll down your window and talk to this lady, you gotta show empathy and be like, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but my wife just called me. Like, don't blink. Look at my eyes. Don't blink. That way people know you're honest. My wife just let me know that my house is on fire. My eyes are burning because I got to blink. But you just say stuff. Just make up anything. Make up anything, okay? To get out of it. Don't make it about her. Make it about you. You know? That way she doesn't have to feel bad about herself. You know? Give her a fake number. Be like, look, I would love to take you, okay? I'll take you after this. Or something. Say anything, but get out of it, okay? Now you're out of a job. Cook Penny came back. He says, "Have you seen the roast of Tom Brady?" Of course I have, dude. I've seen all the roasts. That one I believe had Andrew Schultz on it. Nikki Glazer. I think Nikki Glazer was like the best roaster from the Tom Brady one. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but she killed. There were two comedians on there that weren't that good. Tom Segura, and there was another guy. They kind of did like a duet, and they were terrible. The best one, in my opinion, was the one that was hosted by Cat Williams, the Roast of Flavor Flav. That one was great. But I also like the one, the Roast of Donald Trump. I like that one, and also the Charlie Sheen roast. Both of those had Anthony Jeselnik in it, and he's like one of my favorite comedians. But yeah.
We believe in a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness. Our community guidelines in terms of service explicitly prohibit harassment and discrimination.
See, the thing is, I wasn't harassing her. I wasn't discriminating. I just, I could not take her because it just, extreme circumstances outside of my control, and then that's it, man. It's like, people just need to learn how to lie a little bit, It's a white lie, okay? You want to get out of it. You want to save your car. You want to preserve it. You want to keep it for a little bit longer. Just makes sense, man.
I mean, what you want to tell you, bro? But I mean, listen, I understand why Lyft Lyft has to do that because it's PR, right? They got to do that.
Cookman says, I love Jeff Ross, especially when he pissed off Tom about his coach. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot on that roast, man. The Tom Brady one was good. I think that was the most current one, too, I believe. So I don't think I've seen a roast after the Tom Brady one. But yeah, the one that had Charlie Sheen, the Charlie Sheen roast was good because it had Patrice O'Neal in it. And Patrice O'Neal, that was like one of his last comedy bits that he had after, I think, before Elephant in the Room. And then after that, he passed away. So the roast of Charlie Sheen was probably up there in my top 3.
Yeah, that's 100%. If I order a Lyft and I got so much luggage that it uses one car seat.
Okay, this just reminded me. Okay, when I used to do Uber, I remember I picked up. This was at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Okay, it was an airport ride, and I didn't pick up at the airport. I was taking a lady to the airport. It was her and another lady. I think the other lady was like her mom or something. They had so much luggage that they filled up my trunk. They filled up my front seat, and then they had luggage in between them in the back seat. And yeah, it was a lot. And I remember we were probably there for about 15 minutes just trying to get all this stuff loaded in because it was jam-packed. And yeah, that was dude, I'll never forget that. I was like, damn, dude, like, thank God that I had an empty trunk. Because sometimes, man, when I used to take rideshare, like whenever my car would be in a shop, I remember I got picked up by this one lady. She had nothing but garbage in her trunk. Like, her trunk was completely full of like fast food trash, plastic bags, like old baby bottles and stuff. It was crazy, crazy nasty. I'm like, lady, why do you have all this trash in your car? I didn't say that, of course, but like, I think I had like one bag with me or something. I was like, you know what? I'll just put it on my lap. It's fine. You have no space whatsoever. Coke Benny says, my top 3 roasts were Charlie Sheen, Donald Trump, and James Franco. Oh, I remember the James Franco one. That one was all right. James Franco, that was like, that had all of the guys from, what was it? What was it called? Seth Rogen, that whole team of people. That one was all right. For me, I would probably say Charlie Sheen roast, Donald Trump, and Flavor Flav. I don't know, man. Flavor Flav might have to be the second one because that one was great. That one had Greg Giraldo in it, and Greg Giraldo was one of the greatest roasters, and unfortunately he died too soon. And I kind of feel like Anthony Jeselnik took up in his space with like his own form of comedy because he killed just as good as Greg Giraldo. Rest in peace, man.
I should be charged that 1 car seat. Man spreading in a metro is not allowed. Woman spreading either. Take that bag. Don't put it next to you.
Yep.
Move it.
No, we need to stop this shit, bro. We need to stop this stuff. Again, I'm gonna use my cousin for this whole video. Shout out to sorry. Okay, his ass. If I fly with him, I tell him get an exit seat row. Don't be stupid.
That's what I said. Get like an exit seat row or an emergency row. You have no seats in front of you. You got plenty of room for your belly and your legs to just flop out.
There's no seat that's normal for you.
He cannot fold his feet.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean his knees? No, his feet.
Now I want y'all to think. Imagine if every airline made seats.
I think the Cook Benny says, I think the Roseanne roast was my least favorite. Roseanne roast, and then I saw the Pamela Anderson roast. That one wasn't that good. That wasn't that funny. What was the other one? The guy from Baywatch. What's his name? The guy from Baywatch. That one wasn't that good. Oh, it's gonna bug me. We can't move forward until I know the guy. David Hasselhoff. That's who it was. David Hasselhoff. That roast was not that good. That was probably my least favorite out of all of them, was the David Hasselhoff roast.
Seats that were all accommodating for someone his size. Airlines would go bankrupt. You would have to take up half of the economy space just for them. And I would sit in those seats and I'm like, this is first class. That's how big his legs are.
I know, I've seen these.
So it's just like...
Yeah, first class and economy is an emergency row. That's like the closest thing to first class is getting an emergency row in economy. And yeah, it will cost like $150, whereas like all the other seats cost like $30, $40. It's worth it. Okay. If you're over 6'5", or if you're like over 6 feet, your legs will thank you. Okay. So what? You can't sit with the rest of your family. You know what? It's better to be comfortable, especially on those flights that are like, 15 plus hours, dude, like, it's better to be comfortable, man. Pay a little bit extra to be comfortable.
Oh no. And I have people seriously argue with me about this. Like, guys, why are we online? Can you explain to me why we're online?
Why is the sensitivity like, oh no, like, come on now, we have to like be sensitive to these plus size people, man. Yes, we need to be more accommodating. It's like, understand that these businesses, man, they have to make profits, okay? And that means maximizing as many people as possible, okay? So if you got one person taking up 2 seats and they only paid for 1, it's like someone's stealing.
Give me the answer.
I'm telling you.
They're stealing space.
Why?
Why we lie?
We lie because it's not as uncomfortable as accepting the truth.
What's the truth?
It's big. That's it.
And it's your problem.
Doesn't it feel good to be honest? It's almost kind of freeing to just like be open and just say, yeah, she's too big. She's too big for this Lyft. And we're going to find out later that you can't say the F word in front of her. The F word, we'll find out what that is.
And guess what? Like, I have done nothing to have these shoulders. And these shoulders, when I sit on a plane, like an economy plane seat, and I'm not even boasting, but Albert can attest. He was on the aisle and I was on the left side, and he had to wake me up. Because there was one flight that we took together that was economy, right? He had to wake me up every time the lady wanted to pass with a cart because she would bump into me and I had to move. So both on the.
That's the problem when you're a big guy and you're riding with other people, especially with like children that want to have the window seat. You got to be the adult and you got to be like, all right, I'll take the aisle. But yeah, I mean, as a big person, your legs, you're having them crunched up like that, you got to stretch them out. And then, those airline waitresses, I don't even know what to call them. What is the word to call them without like being, because you can't say stewardess anymore. For some reason, a stewardess is like not the PR term, politically correct term to say. It's not PC, not PR. PC to say stewardess. I think it's like flight attendant. I think that's the one. You can't say, you can't say stewardess anymore. Apparently, it's like some derogatory thing. But anyway, yeah, like when you're in the aisle, you gotta like be alert at all times, because they're coming back and forth, and it's really fucking annoying, man. And I wish they would just, I don't know, not have to have those push carts, man. But I understand. I mean, that's the only way, man. It's the only way right now. Till they have like those miniature drones, whatever, flying down the aisles to give you your food. I mean, there's just no way to get it done.
Both sides of the seat, my shoulders protrude from there. Like I said, normally, regularly, it is what it is. Guess what I do? That's me with my shoulders.
Yeah, that's the we just all day. When we walk around, I feel safe when I'm gonna preach.
That's disrespectful.
I feel safe when I'm with you.
No, with you showing as my shoulders. That's your well. That's crazy.
That's why you got a girl. That's why I don't. I'm just being honest.
No, you just trying to slick that shit through. But anyway, okay.
But it made me blush a little bit.
It is what it is. There's nothing much I can do about that.
No.
Except pay a ticket that is going to allow me to have more space. And which I do. Yeah, but you're privileged. Yeah, but I was not always privileged. I've been privileged for...
Yeah, these guys are millionaires, okay? So they can afford an extra seat. They can afford the $150 emergency lane seat. So, yeah, man.
4 years now.
If I'm Ava or Preach, man, like there's no squishing between people, man. This is not happening.
Guess what I was doing before? Shutting my ass up in economy. I'm not
the same way bigger, taller people have to pay for more fabric when they buy clothes. Bigger and fatter people have to pay for more seats when they want to take up a seat.
More fabric on the seat.
It's simple. It's not complicated. This is a rule for everybody. You got a bigger appetite, pay for more food. Oh, the average meal isn't enough. Bitch, you just eat too much. If you want to eat more, that's okay. Society, what it does is it works for the average person, okay? But if you need extra, society's like, okay, but you got to pay for it. But what you're trying to set up is like, no, the extra, I want to make that the new normal. We don't need that. I don't need to go to McDonald's and have American-sized portions. And if I have to pay extra so that everybody can have American-sized portions, that's a net negative to me.
Yeah, that's how you crash economy.
You actually don't know about American-sized portions until you go to other countries, and you're like, dang, man, this is why we're so fat. There's like everybody out here, like you go to like England and stuff, or like all of the sodas are like super skinny. Like from the glass bottles, the plastic bottles, and the cans, they're all like really skinny. And you're like, huh, I'm not used to this. And yeah, just the portion sizes, everything is smaller, man. And then you get back to America and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm used to.
It is just so funny to me that we're having all this discussion about something that they chose as a lifestyle.
So you're telling me that babies under 2-year-olds should have like a seat the same size as you? No, they use less so they don't pay. They don't use the seat, so they don't pay.
That's it.
My worst experience on a flight was this one time when I was flying standby and I got stuck in the bulkhead row where the armrest couldn't be moved. The flight was full, so I had no choice but to stay in the seat. I endured excruciating pain.
This music right here is horrible, man. They're just trying to play on your emotions right now, and I know what they're doing. This isn't good.
For hours, wedged between the armrests, which left bruises on my body. I was on the verge of tears by the end, and in so much pain that I almost vowed to never fly again. The physical pain lasted 4 days, but the emotional toll of being treated like I didn't belong was even harder to recover from.
Can I see the comments?
Let's finish it and watch the comments, because you know they're going to rip this shit apart.
Wait a minute. I got to go back. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, boy.
But the emotional toll of being treated like I didn't belong was even harder to recover from.
Can I see the comments?
Let's finish it and watch the comments.
Rent a cargo plane. And then Subground Urbex says, it's not plus size. That's 3 people.
You know they're going to rip this shit apart.
Airlines aren't doing anything at all to make it easier for the
I mean, like that guy could barely get his little tray table down. I mean, it's going to be resting on the top part of his belly.
plus-size people to travel. When you're forced to buy 2 seats or squeeze into a space that wasn't designed for your body, it's not just inconvenient, it's dehumanizing. Simple things like having seatbelt extenders readily available or offering larger seating options could make a world of difference.
Dude, there is no space between her and that tray table. That tray table doesn't come down. You gotta buy a second seat so you can use that second tray table. That's how it's gonna have to be. I'm so sorry, but there's just no way. There's no way, dude.
This isn't a luxury.
It's like she can't lean all the way back because her butt's already all the way back. So there's just no way for her to lean back, dude.
Basic human right to travel with dignity.
Travel with dignity? It's like, dude, like that's crazy, man. It's like you want, people want so much more, man. When they need to be accommodated, it's insane. It's like, dude, it's like just freaking get on a treadmill, man.
When people comment, just lose weight, my response is that comment completely misses the point.
What are you talking about? It solves the point. This is what I'm trying to understand. It's like, there's like so much like, oh, but you need to respect my feelings. Like, no, dude, you just need to freaking lose some goddamn weight.
Comments like this can be very frustrating, but I try to focus on educating others and reminding them that everybody deserves dignity and respect, regardless of their size. I've faced discrimination from airline staff when traveling more times than I haven't.
It's not airline staff that are trying to discriminate against you. It's the frustration knowing that other passengers are going to be pissed because they're seated beside you and you're taking up half of their seat. And justifiably so.
Not only are the people sitting in the same row as you pissed off, the people that are in front of you are pissed off because they can't push their seat back. Okay? Because it's like the seat is already wedged. They're actually being pushed forward a little bit. The people are in front of you. So you're affecting 2 rows of people.
So I'd be pissed if I was sitting beside you. Because I paid for my seat, and all of a sudden, 50% of what I paid for is occupied by your big ass. So now I'm looking at the airline host. It's like, how y'all let this person do this shit to me? I paid for this seat. I managed for this expectation. And now you got her invading my space. You know? So now the airline hostess is pissed too. Because she knows I have a justified reason to be annoyed. And she's wondering, like, why your ass is there. I don't know. You know what this makes me think of? Maybe this is a weird analogy, but it's like you not showering. You show up on the airline, you stink up the fucking joint. People don't want you there. And you're like, I'm discriminating against. Yeah, you're stinking up my airspace with all your fat. What you want me to say? Is what I'm saying crazy?
Yeah.
Why?
To them, you don't have to explain it to me. But to them it is. So
one of the worst examples was when I requested.
Yeah, Preach definitely has a soft spot. He has a soft spot for plus size people. But I mean, it is true, man. It's like, you know, if you can't fit inside the seat, dude, you're gonna have problems. Other people are gonna have problems just trying to be comfortable. Like, you're basically compromising other people's comfortability because, you know, you wanted to take up more than one seat.
Wheelchair assistance because I have an invisible illness that affects my oxygen levels and makes walking certain distances incredibly challenging. Despite this, I was forced to walk up a jet bridge because the staff looked at me, decided I was too big for them to push, and assumed I could walk.
What? So wait, how the hell? Okay, so now we're responsible for getting you up a hill? Like, I understand why they put those like flat escalators. Oh, they're not really escalators, were they like flat escalators, whatever, on the floor to help you like move quicker. You know, I think those are great. I think that's kind of what, you know, those could serve a purpose for plus size people that, you know, get winded just walking, you know, from one gate to the next. And yeah, I honestly think that that's probably the main reason why those things are there. Also to help with the flow of traffic as well. But yeah, no, I think sometimes not all airports are equipped like that, and you just got to walk, man. Maybe there's a service you can pay for a little bit. You can include it on your ticket to have someone on those little like luggage carriers to like take you to your next gate. You know, you pay a little bit extra, you get that service.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie.
They didn't hold back. I'm gonna tell you one thing, because I don't know about the flying field. But in the medical field, you might feel offended if it's not one person that helps you get up your bed. At the size that you are, for the safety of the people working that hospital, that person cannot be alone lifting you. They cannot be alone lifting you. In the airport, there are defibrillations, you know what I mean? Like there's ramps and stuff like that. Again, we're talking about they're in heels. We're talking about average people. If in a hospital field, in a hospital setting, one person cannot lift you alone because it's against the rule to lift.
You'll have to get like a whole team of people, 2 on each side of you, 4 people total to lift your fat ass out of the bed.
You alone because it's not safe for them. Mind you, I'm saying this with all the respect that I have and the knowledge that I have as well from the medical field. If in a normal medical field setting, it is against the rule to lift you alone because they're going to hurt yourself and they're not going to be covered, what makes you think that they can push you alone?
Hey, listen, if I'm an air hostess, if you think I'm going to just gain back problems.
Air hostess? I don't know if that's the term, but it's pretty funny.
So I can push your big ass up the ramp, you bucket. First off, flight attendants are not even paid that well.
Oh, hell no. $41,000 a year? Not for that, dude. Not for the bullshit they got to put up with. That's not worth it.
Most of the staff aren't.
They're not.
Okay.
Hell no.
They're constantly fighting for the bare minimum and having to.
They're not paid for boarding and deboarding, hence pushing your big ass up and down the ramp. So they're not paid for that extra weight to be pushed. I can understand. Shit. Sorry, go ahead.
And they're in heels, and you want them to push it. Yep. Their shift is done. They're supposed to run to the hotel to sleep because they probably got another shift in a few hours. You think I'm gonna get mad because they won't push your big ass up here? Stop, bro. You want to be whatever size you are? I don't care. You want to be treated with some level of respect? That's fine. But we shouldn't have to bend over backwards because you made poor choices in life, and now you want to tell everyone else to have to jeopardize themselves.
I just thought about this. Don't planes have like a certain weight distribution as well? So if you're like seated on the left side of the plane, aren't they gonna like ask you? Like say like the majority of the people are on the right side and you're like the one person on the left side, it's like that would be kind of like the counterbalance, but then like if everybody's on the left side and then like you're also on the left side, they might ask you like, hey, would you like to sit in these 3 seats that we have on the right side? We like, they don't say that we need to balance out the plane, but I think that is a thing too. Like they just, you want to have like an even keeled plane flying through the air. You don't want to have like, you don't want to do a corkscrew in a jetliner.
Jeopardize their own financial state so you can be okay. We need to stop this delusion. If you want to be as fat as you want, fine. Pay the price. Every time you buy those Twinkies, every time you buy those Oreos, there's a hidden price. There's going to be experiences you're going to miss out on. There's extra fees that you're going to have to pay to get in certain seats. You're going to need a different level of an Uber ride when you go certain places. You're going to have to be paying a lot in medical fees. If you're not ready to pay that price, don't do the... I don't know. I hate the fact that people want to make poor decisions and have everyone else pay for it. That's what I just don't like.
Yeah,
and we
have to accommodate for bigger people. Well, that's why they have Uber XL. That's why they have emergency lanes on planes, And I mean, the thing is, man, it's like we all have a choice, man, at the end of the day, to have the type of lives that we have. If there are issues in terms of like weight and everything, and you're having difficulties just walking around, yeah, I mean, you're going to need to take care of that. Nobody else is out here to help you on your own thing, unless you want to hire a personal trainer who's paid to do it, you still have to have that motivation to make that change in yourself.
There's an entitlement to it that is so absurd to me. It's like, out of everybody here who gets discriminated against, you have the least reason to be able to speak up. Tall people have more reason to speak up. Big shoulder people have more reason to speak up. Every minority has more reason. But a fat person?
Shit, I'm big shouldered and I'm black. And I shut the up. So.
Yeah, I mean, me being 6'5", size 14 shoe, I don't bitch that I can't find like my shoes or whatever. I don't bitch at the store manager that they don't carry my size. I just deal with it. Okay. And I go online and I special order my shoes and that's it, but if I get lucky and I find a size 14, hope to God it fits well. But yeah, I mean, that literally, I don't like look for anybody to accommodate me if I am, bigger than the average person. I understand this. And I think fat people need to understand that as well. So that was a good video where they talk a little bit about Dank DeMoss. They did a recent update with Dank DeMoss where she went on the Breakfast Club. Now, we're not going to watch Alvin and Preach's video. We're actually going to watch the Breakfast Club on this one. And I thought this was a good one to watch. So it's actually important to watch what happens on the first introduction as soon as she walks in the building. So hold on, let me make sure this is all the way. Oops. There we go. So this is her on the Breakfast Club, and let's just see how how it unfolds. Hold on, let's go back. Let's look at this chair. Okay.
How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, Kings. Got it.
Yep.
Whew. All right, so as we can already see, her hips are being pinched by the armrests. Okay. There's no way that she can sit in that seat without being pinched, and it's already choking the life out of her. And yeah, Cook Benny says Abba's face in the thumbnails are hilarious, bro. I know, man. That's why they do it, man. They know that comedy is their way in for a lot of people, and they know exactly what works. But yeah, so look at this. This is after she has already sued the Lyft. Lyft already let go of that driver, and now she is doing. Now the Breakfast Club is now capitalizing on this interview with Dank DeMoss.
It's the only seat y'all got?
Okay. I want you to look at Charlemagne right now. He's looking at that couch back there that has iHeart Media on it. He's like, that's what it's gonna have to be.
What you want? What you need?
A bigger chair or something.
Cause she already little.
Look at this. A bigger chair or something. Because it's just okay. So would you say that the Lyft chair that the lady was sitting in originally? Would you say that the car seat was probably about the same size? Yeah. I mean, this couch right here that she's about to sit in, this little sectional. Yeah, I don't think the Lyft driver had an option of doing this. Okay, so I think this right here is like case closed for her. I don't even know like the result of the case. I haven't really dug too far into this story, but this right here, this little like 20-30 second from the Breakfast Club will completely throw out her case.
Okay, Joe.
Who's telling you to stay in the house? That sounds like an internal conflict that goes on. She probably feels like when she goes out, everybody's staring at her. And that might be the truth. People are just like, dude, I can't believe she has an ass on her front. Like, that's crazy. But honestly, like, I don't see you're going to have to deal with that because this is kind of like, this is how you got yourself to this point.
Who actually told you that? Because, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would go up to you and tell you this. I think this is all in her head. Stare, but most people are not going to say anything. Like, they're just going to be like, that's a bad bitch. Like, they're not going to, like, actually, like, come up to you and let you know, there's some people that are out here, like, she does have a front butt. For those of you who don't know, she's got a front butt. Just a real quick, we're going to get out of this real quick, because I think I think Dank DeMoss. Let's go here. Just in every picture you can ever see, she's got a front butt. And let's see if this is a good one. You can kind of see this one. Let's open this one with a new tab. Might have to full screen this on 2 screens. Okay, there you go, guys. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there's the front butt right there. That's like if you were to just hold on. It's crazy because like this belly tattoo, hold on, let me see if I can. If like you didn't see the chest part, you would think that you're looking at somebody's backside. This is like a tramp stamp, but it's not. This is the front. Oh man, yeah, she's got the front butt, bro. Farticus, is that your name? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah, so she's got the front butt, guys. I forget, it's like it's a big old taint.
For what? Because we big? Like,
She's got like a me against the world's against me kind of thing because I am who I am. And maybe she's gotten to the point where she can look at herself in the mirror and be comfortable in her skin. But it doesn't mean anybody else in the world has to be comfortable about that. People look at you and they're like, you know what? I think it's kind of like people are like, they're worried about her health. They're concerned. So yeah, people are going to stare thinking like, damn, how do you let yourself get to 598 pounds? You know, like you're 2 pounds shy of 600, dude. Fardick says, I thought that would be a Krispy Kreme tattoo, to be honest. Oh man, that's where's the tattoo located that looks like a Krispy Kreme tattoo? I know she's got I think it's like Antonio or Andrew or something on her chest, and then she's got like a rose, it looks like, and then looks like another flower design on the other hand. But yeah, I mean, this is like, and then she's got the heart tattoo right below her eye, and I mean, that's the thing, man. These rappers, man, they think getting a face tattoo, man, now you know you're official. I'm guessing that's just like, that's always the case. And the fact that she doesn't get, accommodated for that, she probably throws a hissy fit, probably threatens to sue. And I bet a lot of these airlines just like, they're like, look, man, we don't want to have this on our record. Let's just give her the 2 seats and not only charge her for one.
That's what I'm saying. We don't speak about it.
Yeah, of course you guys aren't going to know about it because you don't have to deal with that. Oh man, this is the thing. This woman has a lot of experiences. I'm sure she's had plenty of people accommodate her for her size, and she has to only deal with those people, and the fact that, she had to use this whole Lyft system, whatever, and this thing finally came to a head where a person was just like, look, this is my vehicle. I have the choice whether I want to take you for a ride or not. And, that it is what it is, man. Yeah, eventually this was going to happen. I mean, the fact is, airline is not going to fire the pilots, not going to fire any of the airline waitresses. What are they called? Flight attendants. They're not going to fire them. Okay. Airlines, for what I know, they are actually they're running on a skeleton crew. Not a lot of people have those jobs, and it's like, it's to a point now where, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. And yeah, big people are giving people problems all the time on these on these planes and trying to get extra stuff and get an extra seat, even though they only paid for one. I'm sorry, you only paid for one.
Time I went to Delta on a plane,
well, what you just described was a problem, but they made an accommodation. So you saying that you don't have a problem, that's false. You did have a problem, but they accommodated you. And I'm sure it's an issue every time. It's an accommodation probably every time.
I never have problems.
When you have problems, you just admitted to us that you have problems. So yeah, that's false.
I come into a room, I demand my respect, and I'm sweet. I'm a nice person, so I feel like people respect.
She came in the room and demanded a bigger seat. Luckily, they had a bigger seat. Those of you that have been watching Breakfast Club for a while, you guys know that Kevin Hart bought them all new chairs and stuff. I mean, they might need to just get more couches.
I respect you, you respect me. I never, it's never an issue with me.
They need to turn that sectional couch into like an actual chair now. They need to put like armrests on it. They need to put wheels on it so they can just wheel it over. And yeah, man, just that's gonna be her chair.
I think it's more
Charlemagne with "You don't eat." That was good. I like that. That was good. Oh, Fardick came back. He says diabetes type 57. Good grief. Oh man. I found out there's more than type 2 diabetes. There's like type 3, type 4. I think all the way up to type 5, I believe. But yeah, that's not the actual term of what it is, but it's considered a type of diabetes. But yeah, dude, she's probably got all of them, bro. Farkas says more salad wraps and less lyrical raps. Oh man, man, it's like, man, I know it's probably like a gimmick, at this point. Like, oh, I'm gonna be one of the biggest rappers of Detroit to come out of Detroit, and you're like, look, we already got a big rapper that came out of Detroit, all right, and his name is Bizarre, okay. Oh man. But you know, I mean, a female rapper, big female rapper. I mean, I don't think what was that rapper? She wasn't a rapper, she was more of a singer. I've already forgot her name. She lost like some weight. She's not as big anymore, but she's still kind of big. What's her name? I know you guys in the chat know who I'm talking about. Black lady. Oh, can't remember her name, but I remember she was big, and she was. I mean, she had a voice on her, and she was making all these videos. She was making this like she had this whole like big is beautiful type like marketing around her, and then she lost some weight. You know, I don't think she's all the way down, but I mean, it's like, look, we've already seen this before, man, and it's not healthy.
Also, like coming from a health standpoint too, dang, you feel me? Like, have you ever had anybody that
Coke Benny said Lizzo. Yep, that's who I'm talking about. Fartigan said Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, she was big, but she wasn't on the level of like a Lizzo or even a Dank DeMoss. I think because I remember watching Queen Latifah on that show Living Single, and yeah, she was big, but she wasn't big fat, you know, she wasn't like double XL. But no, Lizzo was who I was talking about. Yeah, Lizzo had this whole like big is beautiful like aura around her, and I mean she had plenty of fans because you know she obviously had a lot of talent, and you know, she was cranking out those videos, and she was comfortable in her skin, but then, you know, she went ahead and lost some weight, and good on her. She still got some ways to go, but you know, she's better than what she looked when she first broke out. Oh man.
Been around.
Cook Bay says, "Yo, Camp, do you think Lizzo is beautiful?" No, I don't think she's beautiful. If I were to rate her on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say she's like a 2. Yeah, let's actually look. Let's look at a current photo of Lizzo, because I haven't really kept up with Lizzo. I only know that she lost weight. But when she first came in the game, yeah, she was big. She was real big. Let's see. Yeah, see, this is what I know Lizzo as. Just like, hold on. Well, this is a super big image. Hold on. This is what I remember Lizzo as. You know, very proud of, you know, just being she would wear a lot of like skin tight clothes, and she was proud of the skin that she was in, man. Hold on, let's see if I don't know if there's a current picture. Is there a current picture of her? I don't want to go to the Instagram, man. Let's see. Okay, I think this might be more current. But see, this is the problem. When you're big like this, you have to get like skin wraps, or not skin wraps. What's the word? You got to get tummy tucks. You got to get, what's the word? Like, you got to like basically get your skin, like stretch back, you know? And hold on. I don't know if there's like a current photo of her. Maybe if I do like current Lizzo, current. I don't like what I'm doing to my search history. I can't even spell current, man. Current. Okay, let's see what current Lizzo looks like. Okay, here we go. Let's check it. Go to open new tab. Okay, they says that she looks unrecognizable in photos now. So everybody knows that when you take a photograph from up high, it does make you look better. So maybe if she took a photo maybe at like the like more like on the level, like just directly, she probably would still appear bigger. But in this photograph right here, she doesn't look big at all. I mean, her face looks a little bit still big. But yeah, Fartica says, oh, Zempic. You know what? That's actually very popular. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't put it past her that that's how she did it. Because she literally got it all off. It almost seems like in a summer. Fartica said she would look like a Shar-Pei after Ozempic diet. You know, the thing is, like, I think the skin flab and all that stuff, that would all have to be like surgically removed, you know, because it's going to look bad. I mean, she would have scars all over her body and just like weight flab and stuff. But no, I do remember, what was his face? That one YouTuber, can't remember his name. He was friends with Sneeko, the black guy. He wrote a song to Lizzo, and he loved Lizzo, man. But yeah, I don't want to go on a tangent. let's finish up this story with Miss Dank DeMoss. Can't be right. Well, I'm sure she does, but I don't think it's like for anybody to buy and stuff like that. I don't think anybody would. That's crazy that she has that.
Right.
That is absolute bullshit. I'm sure she has high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes. She probably has liver cancer. She probably has colon cancer. She probably has a lot of stuff going on right now. Veronica says what she needs to tie her shoes on a daily basis is a friend that she can keep a secret. Dude, if she's making money as a rapper, I'm sure she could. It's like I think Big Boy from Outkast. He had Bentley. That guy Bentley, that was like the umbrella guy. He was always carrying around an umbrella for them. So yeah, she could have a guy that is there to tie her shoes. You know, either that or she has the Velcro things, and you know that makes a little bit more sense to me. Cook Betty says, yeah, it's in the stomach, not the leg. Okay, yeah, that, you know what I was thinking about. I think insulin is the same way, right? Insulin is in the stomach, I believe, and from what I understand, can you do it in the arm? I think it's always in the stomach, from what I understand. But yeah, I know for sure Ozempic is in the stomach. You're giving you the wrong test. They're not giving you all the facts. All right. They know that there's a lot of things wrong with you, and they don't want to they don't want to hit you with all of it because they know it's very stressful. Okay. It's a lot to handle. Maybe they just give you like 2 out of 3 of the things that are messed up with you. But if they give you the whole laundry list of stuff, they're like, no, this is too much for one person to handle, dude. They're going to off themselves. They're going to be like, this is impossible. There's no Wakabi. What is that? Hold on. I'm going to Google it real quick. Wakabi. See? Wakabi. See? No. Wegovy? Wegovy. I put Wakabi and they put Wegovy. A drug used to help adults and children with obesity and overweight lose weight to maintain weight loss. Okay. Do you mean Wegovy? Yeah, I mean, that's funny. I put in Wakabi in Google and it gave me Wegovy. So I think that's what you meant. Okay. Maybe his autocorrect? Yes, it's Wegovy. Okay, cool. Good to know. Well, yeah, it's always in the stomach. Okay. Well, you know, how, I guess, is it once a week that you take the Wegovy? And is that what, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably the same process too. It's like you just do it once a week and you know, just try to stay active and, you know, try to get a good amount of exercise and just try to be active. Yeah, I didn't know how to spell it. Okay. Well, guess what? That's what Google's good for, man. As soon as I typed it in, they're like, I think you mean Wegovy. Cook Benny says, yes, it's once a week. Okay. Yeah, man. So, I mean, I think that's a lot easier than taking like metformin every day, taking like lisinopril. What's the other one? Atorvastatin, whatever. There's a lot, you know, for like high blood pressure and all that other stuff. Having to take those every day can be pretty fucking annoying. But if you just take a shot, you know, or a pin, whatever, to the stomach once a week, that seems a lot easier, man.
You're trying to figure it out. We gonna figure it out. Wait, 29.
29.
Damn, dude, she's 29 and she's already this big, dude. It's over. It's over, bro. Like, I mean, unless she gets on some Ozempic, you know, that way she can like, and you know, I know that the Ozempic will make her like not want to eat as much, you know, because she obviously is not coming forward with that. She's not letting us know like her eating habits for good reason. I think that if she was on Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever, I think that would probably help out with her lifestyle, because obviously you know, she says that she's an active person, you know, that she's out here rapping and dancing and, you know, doing all these gigs and stuff. I'm pretty sure, man, like the doctor's like, look, man, you can only do so much, you know, like you don't want to, you definitely don't want to give yourself a heart attack, you know, doing too much when you are, you know, of this weight. So just trying to look out for you. Cook May says, Janua, I'm not even gonna try to say this stuff. Glimepiride and Jardiance are for diabetes. Lisinopril is for hypertension, and atorvastatin is for cholesterol. Well, dude, I would say she has high cholesterol. She says she doesn't. She definitely has hypertension. I'm surprised she doesn't have diabetes, man. She probably has diabetes, bro. That's kind of a common thing, right? The whole like, oh, I have a thyroid issue, so that's why I have all this weight. It's like tough for me to. I notice like a lot of women use that excuse. I haven't really seen a lot of men say, oh, I have a thyroid issue and that's why I'm so, you know, whatever. I mean, I think men just say I'm big boned and that's just how it is. But yeah, that's just for whatever reason, I always see more women saying it's a thyroid issue and it's not my fault. This is just something that's out of my hands, whatever. And but I think there are ways around it. So
Want to be bigger.
He wants to be bigger.
I can see why he has the whole issue. Like, I felt better when I was bigger. I think there are some people that actually do look better when they're bigger. Hold on, who was the name of that newscaster that was black, that was really fat? Newscaster. What was his name? I just gotta put fat newscaster because I don't know. Fat. What was his name? Newscaster, famous fat newscaster, fat news reporter. What was his name, dude? I can't think of his name, bro. Let me put fat black newscaster. What was his name? Al Roker. Thank you. Okay, Al Roker. There he is. And I literally, the first image here. So Al Roker, I'm never going back to fat. He was one of those people that, now that I'm looking at it, maybe he does look better now that he's lost the weight. But I remember seeing this guy on the television, and I remember when he got skinny, he looked really weird. But it looks like he's gained a little bit more weight since then, so it's not that bad. It was when he first lost the weight. Al Roker, thank you. Al Roker, I think it was weight loss. I think when they need to have a picture of him when he first let me see. Dang, he's gotten old now. There was a picture of him when he first came out, when he first lost the weight, and it was like he looked just weird. Yeah, see, none of these are gonna make him look weird, unfortunately. Let me, if I put like shocking weight loss, whatever photo, gastric bypass surgery. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, dude. Let's see. Yeah, all these pictures are gonna be like normal of him. Yeah, he was he just looked like really scary, like crazy looking when he first lost the weight, because everybody was so used to him being like real fat and stuff. When did he first lose the weight though? Like the first year of him being skinny was crazy looking. It almost looked like see, these are all current photos. 2022. He had his, let's call, bariatric surgery. No. I don't know. I'm giving up on this one. I just know that he looked weird. Like the first, like I think when he first came back on the scene and like he had lost all the weight, it was like a crazy like whiplash. Yeah, that dude, I mean, good on him for losing the weight, but it was such a drastic change from what like he looked like before. Hank Russell says, I don't have a thyroid issue. I have a 7-Eleven. Oh, wait, 7-Eleven problem? Is it 7-Eleven you meant to say? What is that? 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven problem? Is that going to 7-Eleven? You have a 7-Eleven problem? What is that? 7-Eleven as in the gas station? 7-Eleven problem? Problem. You got me looking up 7-Eleven problem. What is that? That's a joke. You got to be making a joke right now. Yeah, it's 7-Eleven, bro. You forgot the hyphen. You got to do... Wait, hold on. 7-Eleven. Yeah. That's Oh, 7-Eleven closed 400 stores in North America, dude. Snack food. Oh, okay. Well, look, this is how... Yeah, I think he means the convenience stores, too. This is what you should have wrote. You should have wrote 7-Eleven. I can't even spell it. That's how you spell 7-Eleven, bro. Oh, man. That's what confused me. Let's continue.
He told me that.
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah, big people that lose like a very dramatic amount of weight, they still look in the mirror and they still see fatness. They still don't feel complete, you know?
I want to get like smaller because I want to do more things as far as like
Living, breathing.
Being out of breath too fast.
I knew it. He's supposed to accommodate you. Take out the front chair? What the hell are you talking about? How is he going to accommodate you? What the hell?
I would have been comfortable. I would have called another Lyft. You know, I just couldn't believe.
Yeah, you would have called another Lyft. That's the thing. It's like, this guy didn't need to have the conversation with you, man. He just needed to be like, look, I'm sorry, man, but, you know, like, I have an emergency, a family emergency. I gotta go. I'm so sorry. You can call another Lyft. I'm gonna cancel your ride. You're gonna get your money back. Don't worry. And that's it. Gone. Bye. Don't even give you a chance to whip out your phone, because that's the thing. He gave her too much time to whip out the phone. That's how it went viral. That's how Lyft had to, like, freaking course correct, because they didn't want to get any backlash. And yeah, dude, it was a domino effect. 2 in high school. Dude, she's not fitting in that freaking classroom desk. Like, what did she sit in the classroom? A beanbag chair?
I was always big. Yeah, I was 5'32" in high school.
So break down.
Hell no, dude. And she was a cheerleader too? Dude, you know, when you play basketball or football, like, everybody gets assigned a cheerleader. Like, that's not cool, man. Like, can I get another cheerleader, man? That's not what no, hell no. So it was a Mercedes. That's, I mean, a four-door Mercedes. And you know what? Let's do something real quick. I want to see. 4-door Mercedes. AMG, Benz. Was it a Benz? Let's check the cars here. There's a lot. There's a lot of different cars it could have been. Judging by the video, it probably could have been an AMG, possibly. Let's just say it was an AMG. So let's go sedan here. Weight limit? Maybe? I don't know if it's going to be on there. Might not, but let's check it. The weight of a Mercedes varies from model. Here's some information about the weight difference in models. 2025 E450 4MATIC sedan. This model has a curb weight of 4,376 pounds. Mercedes-Benz is... Oh, wait, this is in kilograms. Wait, hold on. 1675? 1675 kg. Copy that to... what's that? What is that in regular weight? Pounds? That is what? 3,692 pounds. Curb weight of 3,016 pounds. Okay. Mercedes AMG vehicles. Maximum load capacity for attaching a bike rack. Oh, no. Attaching a bike rack. No. That's roof luggage. Okay. But the girl was like 600 pounds, though. Okay, so let's just talk about Reddit for a secend. A 400 480-pound passenger sedan exceeding load capacity. Technically, he may have a point. My Corolla has a load capacity on the sticker of the door sill of 800 pounds, but if she's 480 pounds, has a 20-pound purse, and the driver is 200 pounds, you only need 100 pounds of shit to be over capacity. This is why you shouldn't weigh as much as 3 humans. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. She weighed like 598, so that's as much as 3 humans. And, you know, the thing is, like, the fact that the car can roll forward is not the thing. It's if it can go over a speed bump and the bumper won't scrape on the curb, you know, on the road. So honestly, man, I think there was some damage that would have been done if she had taken that Lyft ride.
That's why when she.
Okay, so I actually had to write a comment on this video right at this point, because when she said she could fit in an Escort too, and then the lady in the blue dress, I believe her name is Lauren, she said front or back, and then she said both. Let's check the comment. If I can find my comment. Oh, man. My comment was somewhere here. Oh, you know what? It's going to be maybe under... Oh, damn it. I bet it got deleted. Never mind. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I bet it's not on here, man. It's going to be freaking... Oh, these are all from like 9 hours ago. Damn it. Let me see if I can go to... Sort by top comments? Shit. Well, I remember what I said. I'm not going to like put you guys through it to try to find it. I said, when she said front or back. Wait, was it on, you know what? I think it was probably on the Abba and Preach video, now that I think about it. Because Abba and Preach did a follow-up to Dank DeMoss, and I think I put it on that one. Let's go back real quick. Abba and Preach, because I might be able to find it a lot easier here. Update, it gets heavy. Hold on. Let me see if I can find my comment. There it is. Oh, so I did 2 comments. Let me zoom in here for you. All right, hold on. Okay. So I said 723, front or back? She said both. She means the front and the back at the same time. And then 103, the shocks on Lyft would have been shook. And yeah, that's... All these shots, man. They're throwing all these shots and they're not getting picked up.
You look like a baby when you chubby, though. Nah, bro.
Charla?
Nah, kill me.
Shit, bro. Don't.
That was good.
But anyways, moving past this whole topic, like, we don't need to make a whole big spiel about obesity. We've already talked about this topic ad nauseum. I think she's not a sympathetic victim, and I think it's okay to be saying, like, you know what, fat people should be treated with dignity. Fine. I don't think anything that Uber driver did or that Lyft driver did was bad.
Yes.
He didn't record you. You recorded him. He just suggested you get a bigger car so you don't damage his car. He wasn't saying anything disrespectful. He didn't call you fat or nothing. He just said, listen.
That's literally how I feel, man. It's his property. He can choose to do whatever he wants with it, whether he wants to put his car at risk or if he wants to just, keep it running a little bit longer. I think that's his choice.
Like, I'm be honest with you, you just can't fit in my vehicle. And we have to be honest about saying the fact that it's not wrong. It's not wrong for me to look at somebody in a wheelchair and say, I can't take you. Not because I don't want to. I just don't have the ability to grab your wheelchair, set it all up. You need a specialized vehicle for this trip. Yeah. Nobody would look at somebody who says that and say they deserve a lawsuit. So why are we looking at a Lyft driver and then acting different?
And it's not because you're offended that you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, we just want to do a quick little update on this video. Anything else you want to say about this whole topic and discrimination lawsuit?
No.
No?
But I think it's ridiculous.
No, I just want to kind of cover this portion of the story. But anyways, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, that's basically all I got for Dank DeMoss, man. That was pretty much, hold on. That's all I got for Dank DeMoss, man. That was it was pretty crazy. And, yeah, man, I honestly hope that she loses the case. I hope it's completely a frivolous case gets thrown out. And I hope that Lyft driver, I know he's not driving for Lyft anymore. I hope he's driving for Uber or doing something else in terms of rideshare, and then he can basically get back on his feet. So Cookman says, why is Myron calling Abba fat? He doesn't look fat. I don't know, man. I think because, you know what, Myron, he likes to just say whatever he wants. Okay, like if you're not like muscular and can like and look like physically domineering, you know, you're gonna be fat. That's just how Myron looks at it. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. The next topic is gonna be the Kendrick victory lap, and before we do that, I have a video that I posted to Reddit that I thought was absolutely hilarious. And it was Drake responding to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Let me say that one more time. Drake responded to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. And it's not really Drake, but it's still fucking funny. So here it is. Hold on. Let me make sure this volume is all the way up so you guys can hear it. This is a rapper. I'm not a rapper. This is a comedian, but he's got bars. So yeah, here it goes, guys. You guys enjoy this.
Since your performance, I've been sat crying on the floor, ripping my clothes like Montoya screaming. You were mean and rude in front of the whole nation, so now I gotta sue like a Cristiano celebration. Please, everybody, stop clapping. I know I took a massive L like I'm between Samuel and Jackson. I'll call my dealer cause it hasn't been the best week. I need some free puff like a Kanye West tweet. Say Drake. You call me a nonce down the lens, and now all of my kids' friends won't invite me on a play date. And all the paintings blank me, so I'm sad watching sad movies with a blanket. No new text saying, hey big head, I miss ya. Thought ladies love my paper till I saw you rock with scissor. This is a consequence of talking. How I'm logging into X and then I see my ex crip walking. Controller. You use my own bar to diss me. How can I see square, circle, triangle, and not be cross? Feel like a forgetful butcher cause all my beef lost. I cried so many tears I could probably fill a well. My cheeks are sore like the time I got my BBL. Is this what it feels like to be in hell? Kinda. Dug myself a hole, kinda like A minor.
Oh, I thought it was great, guys. That was like 100% like what I needed to see. It was amazing. Good job to this guy. What's his name? Let's go back. I think his name was Munya. I think somebody wrote it in the comments, actually. He said, Munya, a very talented UK-based comedian. Very, very talented guy. So let's move on to the video that I have for you guys. Let's go to... It's going to be under my watch later. Whew. All right, so we're getting through it. Dank Damas. The Art of Delayed Gratification. This came out 2 days ago, and this is just talking about delayed gratification, the way that Drake and Kendrick approached the beef, and they approached it in two different ways. Drake approached it with instant gratification in mind, whereas Kendrick played the long game and did delayed gratification. Here we go.
I tried to tell him, I really did.
If we do get a proper diss track from Kendrick, it's going to be legendary.
This is the story.
For those of you that didn't really follow this beef minute by minute, I actually didn't follow it minute by minute. I followed it like I would see like the tracks come out, but I wasn't really tuned in until after Push-Ups from Drake came out. I was tuned in to the Like That track that came out with Future, and I was on repeat for a while because I thought it was great, and then I actually had to go back because I realized that First Person Shooter that was done by J. Cole and Drake was supposed to originally have Kendrick on it, but then Kendrick declined it. And then when Like That came out, he addressed First Person Shooter. And then that's what kicked off the whole beef. Fuck the big three. There's only big me. And then from then on, man, it was on. I remember J. Cole threw his hat in the ring. He did the 7-minute drill. Then I think it was like a couple days later, he retracted it at a concert. He said it didn't sit right with his soul. So then he bowed out, and then Drake just pushed forward. He did push-ups, and then he did the tailor-made freestyle, and then we waited like 17 days. Kendrick came out with Euphoria, which is one of my favorite diss tracks. And then he hit him back again with 616 in LA, which is probably still like top 3 for me for diss tracks for him. And then that was when Drake pushed the red button, I believe, and did Family Matters. And he thought Family Matters was going to be like the one to be the red button, whatever, to finish Kendrick. And then Kendrick Lamar, within 30 minutes of that track dropping, he dropped Meet the Grams. And then he followed it up with Not Like Us. And then that was it. And it was amazing. It was an amazing, amazing beef. And, but yeah, we're going to go through it all, and we're going to see how this year-long beef from 2024 and how it ended with the Super Bowl performance.
Story of how Drake and some others would indulge in instant gratification, looking good at first but ultimately losing, versus how Kendrick would invest in delayed gratification, appearing weak at first but ultimately winning enormously.
5 Grammys. He had his wife Whitney dancing in the Not Like Us video, just completely flipping the whole allegations of him beating Whitney. And Whitney is wearing a wife beater on top of it. Like, everything that Kendrick did was so well thought out, and there were so many layers to it. It was just brilliant. It was brilliant to see, because it wasn't just like a dumb back and forth, like, oh, you don't have money this, you don't have whores this. It was so much more. It was like they started going at each other's families. It was rough, man. And it was like, it got to such a dark place, you know. People were getting shot at. There were security guards outside of like Drake's place that were like hospitalized. It got wild, man. But luckily, you know, Drake is still alive. Drake was able to release a Valentine's Day album, whatever, which is topping the charts. And, you know, Kendrick has his 5 Grammys and his Super Bowl performance. And his new album, the GNX album, is going to be up for a bunch of Grammys next year. So that's what we have to look forward. And when I say next year, I mean this year.
I got a comment that says I need to stop talking about Kendrick Lamar, and to that I simply say, no! Let's take it back to where my last Kendrick video left off. Mind you, after Kendrick released Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, we didn't even know if he was gonna make music again.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was supposed to be his last album, and that was really tough for a lot of fans to hear, because To Pimp a Butterfly, Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, those are like classic albums in my opinion. Like, those are albums that you do not have to skip. You can listen all the way through, and they're absolutely like, they're classics, man. I remember when I was driving Uber and Lyft, I would drive having Good Kid, Mad City playing on repeat. And I mean, that album was just awesome. Amazing to drive to.
His final message was a mantra of self-love, of choosing family and health and his own well-being above his music. And as fans, we were like, is Kendrick breaking up with us? As I said in that last video, if Mr. Morale was his last album, then I'm happy for him. But if he chooses violence and gives us more music, I'm here for that too. There we were in March of 2024, when reactors were listening to the new Futuro Metro Boomin album We Don't Trust You, when one track with a hidden feature caught people's attention.
These niggas talking out of their neck, don't put no coughing out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat.
Just these few seconds contain so much information, it's insane. First of all, Kendrick is making music again.
I'm way too paranoid for a threat.
And he sounds impassioned. Like, right off the bat, he's saying 3 different things very concisely. He tells us that people are lying, he warns them to stop, he explains why. Which brings us to our first lesson, concision, or the quality of being concise. There's a common misconception that being concise means keeping things short, and that's not exactly true. Concision is about density of value. It means all killer, no filler. It's the opposite of adding meaningless fluff to pad word counts in your essays. It's cutting out everything that's not essential or impactful. For words are like sunbeams. They are stronger the more they are condensed. This is something that I would praise much of Kendrick's music for, but I think that he really epitomizes with this feature. Because Like That is an extremely concise 1-minute verse, and for that length, it says and does so much. And what's extra fascinating to me about this is, as concise as he is in this verse, it's not so robotically airtight as to have no swagger in it. If you want, you could min-max how many words you squeeze into a verse, but it ends up sounding overly technical and robotic.
Yeah, Eminem is like definitely known for this, but squeezing in like 600 words in a bar, and even more than that in a lot of his later music. I mean, the whole rapping fast thing is something that he's known for, but the one thing that's a good quality about Eminem and also with Kendrick is that even if they do rap fast, you can understand what they're saying, and even if you slow it down, the words are clear. Each and every word is clear. So
This sounds stylish.
Yeah, get up with me, fuck sneak this.
He makes it sound easy.
Okay, let's get it up. Just up.
And at this point, you might be wondering, where is all this aggression coming from? Wasn't his whole last album about choosing peace? Like going through therapy? He answers that in one line.
My temperament bipolar, I choose violence.
It is by being concise that when this verse first came out, Kendrick knew his message would be heard loud and clear. He didn't do anything but put it in the art. And he didn't even post about that art. It was a hidden feature. He knew that people were going to be listening to the future Metro Boomin album. He knew that when people heard his voice, it'd be exciting. And by making his verse concise, there's no way we could miss what he's saying. It's
Coke Benny says, didn't Eminem make a diss track for Candace Owens? He did. It was sort of a diss track saying that she was, I can't remember the exact words, but I remember her saying that that she was part of like the white nationalist movement, and I can't remember everything, but yeah, he did also say that he had to be on his best behavior because he's trying to like get in her pants and stuff. And I also remember Candace Owens responding to the track as well on her podcast, and she was not happy. She was particularly effective. So the track was effective. It hit the right people.
Impossible to miss what he's saying. I think anybody who's good at writing will tell you need to practice taking out what is not essential. You need to remove clutter. This is why creative firms spend months working on ad placements that are only 15 or 30 seconds long. This is why copywriters work to get slogans down to as few words as possible. Concision promotes clarity. It promotes quality over quantity. About 25 seconds in, we get the first major call out.
We fuck sneak this and first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. I crash out like fuck rap. This many love if I had to.
And for anyone who's not aware, briefly we'll give the context this deserves. Only a few months before, Drake and J. Cole came out with a song called First Person.
And you know what, that shot right there of Drake and J. Cole standing in front of the van, the Spider-Man meme, that was originally supposed to be Kendrick in there as well, to be the third Spider-Man. And because he didn't do it, it was just those two pointing at each other. So like that kind of felt off. But J. Cole still acknowledged Kendrick in the song, saying that, we're the big three, and he was like, he acknowledged Kendrick in that. And then that was when, Kendrick was like, nah, man, fuck that. It's just big me. And I was like, dude, that's how you handle that situation. That's how you flip that situation.
Person shooter. And I won't lie to you guys, I like the song. It's hype.
Big as the Super Bowl.
And most of all, I'm a video guy, and my favorite video director of the younger generation, Gibson Hazard, made it, and I think he did a fantastic job on it. That's why in one of my videos you see a quick shot of it, because there was a point in time where I was going to break down this music video. So this was a hype video, one that we would later learn Kendrick was allegedly asked to be a part of, and he denied.
Surprise, you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address.
So those two went on to make it anyway, and Cole would still include this line about how the three of them are the big three, but Drake would only refer to the two of them. And the video would show them being depicted playing two-player games like ping pong and chess. Now, do I think these guys were intentionally trying to push Kendrick out of the big three narrative with this imagery? Not really, no. Do I think Kendrick took it personally? Yes.
Is it K Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league.
That's all I needed.
This is the best. That was the best meme to have the Michael Jordan, like, now it's personal. This is the best thing to follow this up
That's
with.
all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
And Michael Jordan is known to be like one of the biggest egos in the game. Like when he was in his prime, I remember a reporter came up to him and asked him, he's like, hey, 5 seconds left on the clock. Who gets the ball? And Jordan's just like, casually like, me, duh. Question is that? I was like, dude, of course. You give the ball to Mike, and yeah, you got the game winning shot.
A big three, nigga, it's just big me, nigga.
So as an artist, you should aim to be concise. It promotes clarity and quality over quantity. This is about respecting the time and attention span of your audience. It makes sure your message is heard. Remember, you don't have to talk a lot to say a lot.
We the big three, the best rappers to be. They're really gonna like that, man. I can't wait to celebrate being the best in the game with my friends.
Drake's a fucking bomb! Cole's a fucking bomb! Fuck the big three, y'all bomb!
Part 2, instant gratification. So because of this verse, understandably, there was a lot of pressure put on Drake and J. Cole to respond. Only a couple weeks later, on April...
What a poorly named album by J. Cole. Might delete later. It's just like, you're not sure of yourself. You're putting out an album that, you're not standing 100% behind. He featured the track, the 7-minute drill on this one, and it actually got deleted later. It's like I guess you could say maybe it was the perfect album title because it did match what he did on the album. So, yeah.
April 5th, J. Cole's mixtape Might Delete Later comes out, which features a song at the very end called 7-Minute Drill. This was clearly him feeling the pressure to respond, and so he did.
Your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it.
And he ultimately deleted it later.
That shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel. That shit disrupts my fucking peace.
Now, a lot of people lost a lot of respect for J. Cole for doing this. And I was a huge J. Cole fan. Okay. I love Forest Hills Drive. That was another album that I used to play on repeat when I would drive for rideshare. That whole album was great from start to finish. No skipping and needed. And when he did this, he lost some points, man, because I was like, wait a minute. This is just rap, okay? This is just like a back and forth kind of thing. No lives are going to be taken here, okay? This is just putting your credibility on the line, okay? So that's what I'm thinking. Like, hey, you don't need to like stress out and be like, hey, this doesn't feel right with my soul, saying these mean things. Like, no, dude, it's rap. We're just trying to take each other's head off. This isn't real. It's about being disrespectful, but then it's also about being able to have a thick skin and being able to give it back. And then, it's going to be up to the fans to decide who won the battle. And the fact that J. Cole took himself out of it it ended up being one of the smartest things he could have ever done, because who would have known? And maybe a parallel universe, maybe J. Cole could have, held his own in a 3-round, a three-peat, between Drake and Kendrick. But we'll never know. We will never know. At least not in this timeline.
J. Cole called To Pimp a Butterfly boring and then couldn't sleep for the next couple nights.
Dude, To Pimp a Butterfly is another album that when I first listened to it, I didn't take it all in when I first listened to it, which was like 2 years apart. Then I listened to it like last year from front to back, and I was like, dude, this album's amazing. And it just took that time. It needed to marinate, and then now I have a huge appreciation for To Pimp a Butterfly. It wasn't even in like my top 3, but now it's like it's number 2 for me. It's an amazing album.
I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin.
You can hit me if you want. I'm sorry, Kendrick. Take your best shot. Ooh.
Now let's take a.
And that's the thing, Kendrick. He never. I don't think he did a track against J. Cole. He just kind of left it alone because he took the apology and that was it. There was no more to be said. And there was just like, yeah, he's gonna sit this one out. He's gonna let you and Drake go at it, and Drake ended up doubling down, and it was the worst decision of his life.
To remember the golden rule that once published, art is forever. No takesy backsies. It doesn't matter if you delete it later.
Yeah, it stays online. People are reacting to it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to erase it from the internet. All people have to do is download it, screenshot it, post it on other websites, and it's there forever.
Can literally still go listen to it. Digital copies have already been made and will exist within the digital beast forever. And also, you can't rescind the impression that art has made on its audience.
That's true. There are people that listen to the whole track and were like, yeah, it wasn't like, if you were to grade it on a scale of like 1 to 10, it was probably like a 4. It wasn't even like tough talk at all, in my opinion. I think he could have gone a lot harder, but the things that he said, he was just saying how like his albums weren't as great. They put people to sleep, and he doesn't understand why people are holding Kendrick in such high regard, basically.
You can't make them unhear or unwatch it like Mr. Krabs. And I think this is a wonderful illustration of some instant gratification.
4 albums in 12 years, nigga. I can divide.
This is the dumbest angle I've ever heard.
It's quality over quantity. Whereas, Drake comes out with a bunch of tracks, a bunch of albums and stuff like that. He's flooded the market where like he's going to have like 30 million subscribers on his YouTube. He's going to have a huge following, worldwide, because he does so much various music. Whereas, Kendrick takes his time with every album that he puts out, and it's always quality. And I think that's the difference. So, I mean, that's why you gotta kind of have to respect Kendrick Lamar, because he takes his time with his albums, and there's a reason why he gets awards, man, on every album.
You're saying on average it takes him 3 years to make an album? Do you know what fucking albums we're talking about? This is Good Kid, Mad City.
Classic.
This is To Pimp a Motherfucking Butterfly.
Classic.
An album that you might only see once a generation or at least a decade. I know that he's quoting Jay-Z here.
4 albums in 10 years, nigga. I could divide.
That logic is still dumb there too. If you're in the interest of quantity over quality and trying to do as many numbers as you can, there's a different word for that. Rick Rubin calls it commerce.
They're not being made by a person who cares about it. They're being made by people who are trying to make something that they think someone else is going to like. And that's not how art works. That's something else. It's not art. That's commerce.
It's like the people that crank out videos every day on YouTube. Not necessarily because they want to put out a quality video. They just want to put out something to keep their ad revenue going. They want to put out something to grow their influence. And if you flood the market with videos, yeah, I mean, I think eventually you're going to get more viewers and stuff like that. But then if you're also that type of creator that, puts out a video like once or twice a month or once or twice a year, those videos are typically higher quality. Not every time, but, I think the people that subscribe have like a long time subscribers for certain people, and like they take a lot, like months and months off to make like a very high quality video, and then they come back and they drop it and then they go off again. And I think there's something to be said about the quality versus quantity argument. I would much rather put out quality than quantity, in my opinion.
And so maybe you should go into business, because some of us are trying to make great art over here. So in conclusion, don't pull a 7-minute drill. The whole thing with instant gratification is that it feels good at first, but ultimately is a net loss. And the whole thing with delayed gratification is that it doesn't feel good at first, but it's a net gain. It's a much larger win. It's like that popular experiment where you can either have one marshmallow now or wait a little bit and have several marshmallows later. As an artist, you should generally avoid instant gratification. Okay, so that was Cole's instant gratification. Let's move on to Drake.
I have it on good information
Push-ups.
that both sides went in the booth and came out. They're ready. And what I'm hearing about both sides is that it's nuclear.
Now, Push-Ups was actually a great diss in my opinion. I think this was the peak of Drake in this battle. He was looking really strong here. I felt like the ghostwriters cooked with this one. The main narrative he's painting.
Yeah, the allegations that Drake has ghostwriters, and that's how he was able to put out all of this stuff. You know, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense that he can be the person who presents it. He's really good at presenting a rap and not necessarily writing the raps. And to have multiple writers, I mean, it's always gonna be better to have more heads, you know, than just one cooking up a rap beef, a rap diss for you. And yeah, this whole thing with the shoe size, Kendrick having a shoe size of 7, that's tough. That's tough, man.
With this song is that Kendrick has a bad relationship with his label, that they might be taking 50% of his money. Hence, drop it, give me 50 like some push-ups. Drop to the ground and give me 50 push-ups. Drop music and give me 50% of the money. And so it was like, damn, if Kendrick really is losing half his money to his former label and that's why he's left, that's some crazy shit. Push-Ups is actually a really great disc until he overstepped his bounds with that one line. I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Yes, a clever double entendre, but a sincere lapse in judgment, identical to the mistake he made with Pusha T when he mentioned Pusha T's fiance. Keep playing with my name and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. That was the reason why Pusha T escalated and told us, you are hiding a child, let that boy come home. It was promptly bullied into fatherhood ever since. That was back in 2018. So minus the Whitney line.
Damn, to be bullied into fatherhood by like a rap beef, that's pretty tough.
And this track doesn't really commit the instant gratification sin, but the next one does a lot. The tailor-made freestyle, air quotes freestyle, is the centerpiece of this chapter because it really is, as a strategic play, Drake going all in on instant gratification.
Having AI Tupac and then having AI Snoop Dogg, two of Kendrick's heroes on a track dissing him, but it was actually Drake using AI to sound like them. And I think Snoop Dogg didn't even know about this going on. And not suing Drake about this. I mean, I know the Tupac estate gave him a cease and desist, and then he later took that off. I think he took it off the platform. But of course, you know, it's the internet, so you can still listen to Taylor Made's freestyle today if you wanted to. It's anything that posted on the internet will be posted forever. But as far as it being on Drake's channel, he had to take it off because, yeah, Tupac estate was not having that.
Which is to say he's placing his bet on the short-term events while either lacking or willfully disregarding foresight of its long-term effects. So in this song, Drake brings back his back-to-back tactic, his back-to-back dick, where he drops a second song before his opponent can drop their first as a point to how long it's taken them to respond and perhaps winning the crowd in the process. It worked great against Meek Mill and their beef when he dropped Charged Up and then he came out with back-to-back, which was very catchy, very energetic, and Meek Mill did take so long to respond that by the time he did, Drake kind of already had the crowd won. Back to Back was a really fun track that kind of killed Meek Mill with the memes. Literally the visuals for his show those nights were just meme compilations about Meek Mill. But back to Taylor Made, I think it's safe to say this move was a big gamble on
Yeah, he underestimated Kendrick Lamar by treating him like Meek Mill. And he's like, look, I'm just going to do him the same way I did Meek Mill, and it will be fine. I'm just going to hit 2 of these tracks. One of them is going to be AI. And, you know, we're going to rush it out. We're going to get it out because Kendrick is taking 17 days to get this Euphoria track out. And we're just going to beg for him to drop. Let's just see if we can just do that.
On Drake's part. Not only using this new and controversial AI technology to change his voice to 2 rappers, 2 idols of Kendrick's.
Yes, yo. What the fuck you really got to do?
But one of them being deceased was really walking the line.
Kendrick, we need ya. The West Coast savior.
And the conversation was necessarily brought up. Is this okay?
They did what?
Yeah. Snoop Dogg over here coming out of a freaking high cloud stupor. And he's just like, what? When was I in the booth and I did this? Like, that's the thing. Snoop being as high as he is at all times, waking up to this and like wondering when did it happen? That's something only Snoop can do.
When? How? Are you sure?
Snoop posted Taylor Made. I prayed it was off the air, the bullshit.
There's a couple ways of interpreting this. The favorable interpretation is this is a brilliant 4D chess move, psychological warfare, to get in Kendrick's head and to force out a rushed response.
I mean, to have one of your heroes who is deceased that you look up to, who is one of the reasons why you're in the game, to have him dissing you on a track, even if it's AI, man, I can see how it could be like a psychological move to do. And yeah, I mean, it seemed well at first, but a lot of people were not feeling it.
While I do think it is distasteful, there is some validity. Forcing out a rush response might have been Drake's best strategy. It might have worked. So this was a big, huge move of instant gratification. Yes, this is distasteful, but...
Yep. Tupac Shakur's estate threatens to sue Drake over a diss track featuring an AI-generated Tupac voice. In a cease and desist letter to Drake obtained exclusively by Billboard, the late rapper's estate says it is deeply dismayed and would never have given its approval. So yeah, he had to take it off of streaming, because I believe that was that was on his channel. I think it was also on like Apple Music and stuff, and he had to take it off.
But it could win the whole battle.
It's a gamble. Life's a gamble.
And so here Drake is in push-ups, in TaylorMade, begging him to drop. Saying he won't drop.
Since like that, your tone changed a little, you not as enthused.
Saying,
what the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you.
Saying,
you supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell us it's not really you.
And because of all this, the world was wondering where Kendrick Lamar was more than ever. More than his 5-year hiatus we were looking to hear from him. I was waking up every day texting my friends saying, Lord, please let this be the day that Kung Fu Kenny destroys this man.
If I didn't have anything in my life that was worth being awake during the day for, I would want to be one of the dudes who drives the street sweeper through the city like 3 a.m. Lord, please let this be the day Kung Fu Kenny obliterates this clown. Amen. Beautiful morning. Lord, please give us the day K-Dot spazzes on this fool. Amen. Lord, please let this be the day King Kunta smokes this fool. Amen. As much as I eager for it through every additional day that passes, the scarier it gets, to be honest. Be afraid. Lord, please let this be the day Mr. Morale bodies this goof. Amen.
Please let this be the day that King Kunta annihilates this fool. I wasn't worried about Kendrick not being a good enough writer. I always believed he was the better writer and the better storyteller. That's why I placed my bet on him publicly before he responded. But what I did worry about is the digital beast.
Yes, public perception. That's one thing that you got to worry about, because people are going to talk. You know, people are going to like already be choosing sides at this point. And, you know, there are some people who are like, okay, so does the like that verse, does that stand up to Push-Ups? And some people are like, no, Push-Ups was a better track than the verse that he had on Like That. So now we're just waiting. People are waiting. People are getting antsy. People are actually thinking, oh, man, this is probably going to take a long time. It's going to take a longer time than we expected. We thought it was going to be like, you know, the fact that Drake dropped a second track, you know, within, I think it was like 4 or 5 days. That was enough to get people thinking, oh man, like this is either going to be really big or this is going to be a letdown, you know? And that maybe Kendrick has already run out of steam. So people are going to start having doubt. Oops, I just fucked up. Didn't I? Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up big time. Let's see. Hold on. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, right here. Right there. Let's put it right there.
All this, the world was wondering where Kendrick Lamar was more than ever. More than his 5-year hiatus we were looking to hear from him. I was waking up every day texting my friends saying, Lord, please let this be the day that Kung Fu Kenny destroys this man. Please let this be the day that King Kunta annihilates this fool. I wasn't worried about Kendrick not being a good enough writer. I always believed he was the better writer and the better storyteller. That's why I placed my bet on him publicly before he responded. But what I did worry about is the digital beast, the internet, because we live in an era of mass communication and miscommunication. Don't believe what you see on the internet. Abraham Lincoln. The internet
Dude, Abraham Lincoln was ahead of his time with that quote.
Internet is a big confusing mess. Would Kendrick be able to win the narrative with his minimalist approach to digital communication, where he never posts any stories, any tweets, he only ever puts his communication in the art? If you want to know what Kendrick has to say, you have to listen to his music. And so there we were, when the world was wondering where he was more than ever before, when we needed to know what he had to say more than ever before.
Of course, you got freaking Drake Dick Rider over here, DJ Academics, freaking day 17 with no response from Kendrick Lamar yet. You know, he was the biggest glazer of Drake, man, and still is.
4 was precisely the moment that he would drop his 6-minute, densely packed record, Euphoria.
One of my favorite tracks in the entire beef, man. Even more than Not Like Us. I love Euphoria.
Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
You know, one thing I've observed in great performers like Michael Jordan is they're not only really skilled at what they do, but they're also really skilled at managing their own performance psychology because they understand what things get them to perform better. For Michael Jordan, that was people shit-talking him. Oh, you're gonna get that? Okay, then I'm gonna get this. It became personal for me. It's a joke, but it's also serious. I imagine that he had a strong reaction to TaylorMade, but he chose to put it in the art and not post it, and I think that is the key. You should take those feelings of anger, you should put it into the art, but don't.
Yeah, and that was the best strategy, was to wait, because now that Drake has dropped 2 tracks, one being an AI track, he has more ammunition now against Drake, and I think that's the thing. You drop twice, you're giving him more ammunition to fire back with.
Don't release it, at least not immediately. Give it some time to sit on it, to edit it, to really make sure that it's what you want to say. Calculated, not rushed. Why? Because once published, art is forever. And so now...
And that's the thing. Euphoria got better with time, too. That's another thing. A lot of the things that Kendrick said in that came to fruition because he predicted Drake's whole mindset and his whole angle and how he was going to take the beef. He said that he was going to actually go further and go into the family thing and start dissing families, start making up more stories, and it all happened. Everything that he said, that he predicted in Euphoria, it all came to fruition. Cookmanny says, did DJ Academics is he actually a DJ? That's a good question. I don't know. I do not know if he's an actual DJ. I mean, maybe. I think you kind of have to be a DJ at some point. I'm thinking he was probably a DJ at some point, but I think now he's just a podcaster. I think kind of like how DJ Envy, he used to be a DJ and now he's a radio host, podcaster. So I don't think DJ Academics has to DJ anymore, as far as I know. I think he's just a podcaster now.
Kendrick not falling for the gamble. By not giving in and rushing response, Drake's tailor-made freestyle gamble would now backfire. That is the pain of instant gratification. It looked good at first, but now what has he done? It didn't force out the rushed response, so now all it's done is added fuel to the fire. Now Kendrick has so much more to go at him with. Oh, you mentioned my family? Oh, you're gonna disrespect our legends? And so, as an impatient person, this was a tremendous learning experience for me, that when Euphoria came out, I realized, you know what? No, it doesn't matter how long he took, because whenever Kendrick did respond, we were going to listen to it.
Exactly. We were waiting for it with bated breath, and Kendrick did not disappoint. Everything he put out was quality, and he flipped pretty much everything that was said to him in the previous tracks. And it also had a through line for every track to come after it. It was like one led into the next, and I thought that was brilliant.
It's not like we weren't gonna listen to it. It's Kendrick fucking Lamar. And so as long as he addressed everything and addressed it well, that's all that matters. Time is secondary. Again, if you want to hear what he has to say, and the demand is sky high, the only place we can get that supply is right here in the art that he releases, Euphoria. All he did was tweet a link to the song. And oh my god, what a masterclass of a first rounder this is. The first part prophesizing how the rest of the battle is gonna play out.
I calculate you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. Fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. And yeah, he's basically going to go with the abuse angle, saying that you abuse Whitney and she needs protection from you and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, it was like, that was the worst thing you could have done, Drake, because now he's, you know, Kendrick, he took it further and he took it further, and then he won the beef, and then he did a victory lap, and it just continued all the way into 2025.
Out predicting what Drake is going to do.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
That was like fine at the time, but a year later, that line has aged extremely well.
Remember?
Obviously, there's fan favorites like
Cole and Ivory know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm white.
Latera McDaniels, supposedly he was a DJ and now just Drake's biggest fan. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I didn't know about DJ Academics when he was a DJ. I've only known about him as a podcaster. So if he DJ'd in his earlier time, maybe when he was in Jamaica, maybe that's has some credence to it. But I have not heard any music from him. Or, you know, maybe he's DJ'd at a couple of clubs out in Miami or something, but I've never seen it. And I know that he doesn't have to do it now because he makes plenty of money doing his little podcast. And I'm sure he has other businesses, side ventures as well. So, yeah, he doesn't have to do that anymore. But yeah, the fact that he is a hip hop commentator, having DJ attached to his name gives him a level of credibility that, you know, most people, if you don't have a history in it, just on its face, you're like, okay, you know, maybe he has a leg to stand on when it comes to music and having a lot of knowledge and being a critical person. So yeah. Yeah, appreciate you coming to the stream. Thanks for joining me on this one. This is something I actually wanted to talk about for a while, the whole Kendrick Drake beef, but I knew I needed to take some time to really wait for the beef to pretty much be over. And I think after the Super Bowl, I think everybody can kind of say that this beef is over. I don't think Drake, even with his track Gimme a Hug, I don't think that was a heavy enough hit to Kendrick to restart round two. I don't think there's going to be round twos. I mean, Kendrick even said that in the announcement of the Super Bowl, that there's no more round twos. This is going to be it. This is going to be the red button. The Super Bowl is the red button, and that's going to be game over. And it was game over. So I think that, yeah, Drake, all you got to do now that you have this album out, and I listened to it because I had that morbid curiosity. It's for the ladies, okay? There's no beef in it. It's just like, hey, I think he even has a line in the album. I can't remember the song title, but he said, you know, fuck a beef. I'm all about these ladies and getting the party lit or something to that tune. So Drake is going to do what he does best, which is making, you know, songs for the ladies, songs that can be played in clubs, songs that you can vibe out to. And it's not going to be as heavy. It's not going to be like this rapidy rap stuff that, you know, that he was in with Kendrick. So maybe we can see. Maybe we'll see something on the horizon, but as of right now, he's just focused on what he does best, and that is, you know, focusing on the ladies, making these club bangers and stuff. Coke Benny says, remember the debate that he had with Myron and Hassan? You talking about DJ Academics? I don't think so. I don't think I've seen that one, actually. You know, the only thing I saw with Myron recently was his critique of Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. And as we can all predict, you know, Myron being the white supremacist or the Uncle Tom that he is, man. Yeah, he was just like, this was awful. This was an awful, boring performance. I think he even went as far as saying Drake could have put on a better show and all this other stuff. It was bad. It was awful. And you know, Myron is gonna Myron. You know, he's gonna be this like, I hate black people. You know, black people need to sit down. Maybe have some more rock and roll and all this other stuff. He's just, I don't even put any weight into what Myron says because Myron is such a freaking idiot. And I think I think even what he says, it's just to bait controversy. He's just trying to get people to go over to his page and just get people to talk, you know? But if you just ignore Myron, the world's a lot better place, man. So Latera McDaniels came back and says, "Oh my God, I didn't even listen to that trash him and P&D put out. I'm a lady and he didn't make me want to party." You know, the thing is, I'm not a Drake fan. The only thing I know about Drake was the diss tracks that he did towards Kendrick Lamar. I knew of Drake, but I wasn't plugged into Drake. But I did hear Wagwan Delilah, which was trash. I did hear Circadian Rhythm, and then I heard, what was it? There was one more. No Face. I heard No Face and Circadian Rhythm, and that one wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like something I can but it wasn't something I can listen to now. It's not like a Euphoria or a 616 in LA or the entire catalog of like Kendrick Lamar's like past albums, Section 80. I can still listen to Section 80 today, and everything is great. But that's the thing; it's lasting music, you know. Like I can listen to Kendrick Lamar's albums from front to back, and I'll probably be listening to them for the rest of my life because those albums are classic. Just like how Biggie's 2 albums that he did, Ready to Die and Life After Death. Those are albums that I can listen to that are classic. You know, every album, every track on there is a classic. And that's like, you know, he makes generational music, music that you can listen to. And, you know, it doesn't matter what year you listen to it. It really is. It stands the test of time. Cook Benny says, yeah, Academics and Myron had a debate against Hassan, and Hassan was closing both of them. Really? That's interesting, because I know Hassan, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Hassan. I don't know. I just know him as that guy that he'll do a stream and then he'll like leave the stream while playing something. And like you'll just be sitting at his chair or whatever, and his chat will just be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Hassan. But yeah, Academics and Myron, I'm not a big fan of them, you know. I do like listening to the reaction of DJ Academics when Kendrick dropped Not Like Us right after he did Meet the Grams. That's a great video because his whole reaction is just like, he dropped again. It's amazing, dude. It's comedy gold.
A&W Melly. I don't like you.
Is he not the best, nigga?
Yeah.
Is he not?
That YMW Melly. Hold on, let me go back.
Obviously, there's fan favorites like
yeah, right here.
The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly.
Yeah. Cook Benny came back. He says, I mean clowning, not closing. Clowning both of them. Okay, that makes sense. Because when you said closing, I was thinking, oh, okay, so he was owning them in the bait, maybe, like making it where like they can't talk. He was closing on them. But yeah, clowning, that makes a little bit more sense. He doesn't seem like a serious commentator. Like he has a lot of like fake views, I think. Hassan, I don't know. From what I understand, I think I hear that he's like a socialist, but he has a capitalistic life, you know, like he's rich in real life and he engaged in capitalism, but he promotes socialism. But yeah, anyway, Kendrick with this YMW Melly, it was charged with the murder of 2 friends. And the parallel with that is that Kendrick is going to just murder lyrically J. Cole and Drake, and I thought that was a very good bar.
I don't like you.
Is he not
This reaction that this guy has is warranted 100%.
the best, nigga? Is he not? Is he not the best? Shut the fuck up, bro.
his delivery is second to none. The way
Absolutely.
he says pushing me.
Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you
push a T.
You better hop spinning again on him. You think about pushing me.
Doesn't that sound like siblings arguing and you like fold your arms, go pushing me? It's just fun. It's fucking silly. The juxtaposition between how silly this is and how serious the tracks is just wonderful. As an artist, use the principle of supply and demand to your advantage. By opting for quality over quantity, you not only make better things, but you're building a rarity so that when you do post, it's something people aren't going to miss.
That's why when Drake went ahead and said, Kendrick just opened his mouth, just give him a Grammy right now. And yeah, we gave him like 5 Grammys for the diss track. And that was historic, you know? And I thought another thing that was great about that whole Grammy award ceremony was that they didn't play the hook of Not Like Us when he went onto the stage. They played like the second verse, like the second line of the second verse, you know, where he was talking about A minor. And it got perfect. When he got perfectly to the stage, that's when the whole crowd was saying A minor. And I was like, dude, this is amazing, dude. This is amazing that the Grammys did this. Like, somebody planned this out, man. This is awesome.
But some people predicted that there might be another track from Kendrick based on a couple things. One, how he said,
back to back, I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record.
And how the second definition on the cover art said they had almost a week to recover from Tuesday's series-winning victory. Well, Kendrick was planning to back-to-back the back-to-backers.
Man, I love 616 in LA, man. And you know what? There was a lot of parallels with 616 itself. They said it's Father's Day, Tupac's birthday. There was a lot of stuff, and I can't remember them all. But I was like, dude, 616 in LA, that also, I think, paralleled, I guess, all the time release tracks that Drake had on his albums and stuff. So it was kind of like he was kind of mocking him in that sense. And I think Drake actually, he did something to kind of mock Kendrick with The Heart Part 6, which was his answer to Not Like Us, and it just fell completely flat.
Let's talk about integrity. On 616 in LA, Kendrick grapples with the fact that he's going to war.
Yeah, he asked for forgiveness from God for what he's about to do, and I just thought that was like, that's the thing, man. It's just like there are levels to a beef, you know, and when somebody knows that you are like, when you know that you're more powerful than your opponent, you know, you ask for God to forgive you for what you're about to do because you know that you are capable of destroying this person. It's like, you know, it's like the whole Eminem MGK beef, you know, like I'm going to make a mountain out of a molehill. I'm going to drop an anvil on, you know, or drop an atomic bomb, you know, on just this little molehill. I'm going to blow it all up, you know? And, dude, that was another match that, you know, it was another one great for history. You know, I think it was a good fight by MGK, but yeah, Eminem had to come down and completely stomp him. I know this type of power has gonna come. I mean, when you change genres and you go from like rap to like pop punk and you're just wearing all pink, yeah, I mean that's just communicating that you won, Eminem, you won.
This track was an important conversation with himself, a conversation with God about what he's doing and why he feels justified that he does have to go to war for now in order to ultimately earn peace.
And there was layers to this. There was layers to the whole picture too, like the Maybach glove, you know, the clothes and stuff, the receipts, all of this stuff was coming in, and it was great because Kendrick was showing patience in destroying Drake. He was like, look, I'm gonna drip feed this information. I'm gonna let the fans piece it together, and then when I come back with my next track, I'm gonna give you guys some more information. I'm gonna give you more of this big picture. You guys are gonna see more of it. And it's like, dude, it was like, dude, that's when you knew that there was somebody in Drake's camp that was like feeding him this information, because it's like, dude, how could he have predicted what he was going to do? How could he have like known where this was going or where his mind was at? And yeah, it was like, dude, it was a mole. There was a mole in the group, man. There's some people that are in your circle that just are they're wanting to take you out.
So that's him having integrity with himself, but giving Drake a final warning has integrity with the rest of his message, because at the end of Euphoria, he clearly warns him about family.
Don't speak on the family, Crody. You can get deep in the family, Crody. If you take it there, I'm taking it further.
That's something you don't want to do.
Kendrick gives him another warning and says, bro, you are compromised. I have a mole in your camp.
You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it.
So both on the end of Euphoria and at the end of 616 in LA, Kendrick says, don't do it. Don't do it.
Coke Benny says, oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, have you had a chance to research Terra the Android from your last stream? No, I didn't, because I didn't want to have nightmares. You know what? Just so we can, let's just go ahead and pull that up real quick. I think now that I have you guys here, I can actually face this down because I have the support of you guys. I think I can get through this. I was just worried about having nightmares, man, to be completely honest with you, but I think I can handle this. Let's see if I can handle this. Oh god, the hair on my neck is already sticking up, guys. Why isn't it letting me go full screen? Dude, the hairs on the back of my neck are sticking up right now. Ugh. I'm so scared. I want that thing to start running at me. Hands, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Dude, this is like the worst chills I've ever had in the world. Oh my god, it moved. I'm just glad that this thing isn't. I'm glad it's not fully animatronic where it can like get up and walk around, because that's terrifying. Oh no. Oh god. What is this? Is this where the owners of the house were buried? What is this? That's where they're buried, everybody. Go search from. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Oh. That is scary, bro. All right, that's it. That's all I can take. I'm done. Ugh. Get me out of this. Get me out of this. Oh my god. Oh man. That, you know what? I have like I had 3 cups of cold brew coffee in my stomach, and I just finished off a hot coffee, and just watching that has turned my stomach right now. I feel like I'm scared, you know? Like I feel like I just need to sit on the toilet for like 30 minutes and just, oh, that was bad, Coke Benny. I've never, you know what? When I watch horror movies, I don't even get those kind of chills when I watch horror movies. Okay, just watching that little like 2-minute video, that put like the hairs on my neck just completely stuck straight up, and that was terrifying. Latera McDaniels came back, said Drake is gonna be stealing bars from Tara next. Dude, that was another thing about that album that I realized. The Sexy Songs for You is that every track kind of sounds the same in terms of like the auto tune. It's like if you listen, they all kind of sound the same. you know? And I guess maybe that was the point, for it to all be like I don't know, the point of it being, I guess, like one big club anthem. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. You know, I wanted to listen to it just so I can have an opinion about it. And yeah, I just realized that there is just some music out there that just is not for me. And that's kind of how I feel about it.
And despite Drake on Push-Ups telling Kendrick that he's begging Kai Cenat to stream his reaction, Drake begs Kai Cenat to stay on stream.
Drake has just texted me, stay on stream,
so that he can come to the premiere of Family Matters, which dropped that night on May 3rd. Drake says Family Matters, and to that I say, integrity matters.
Shit made me sick to my stomach, we ain't never really been through it.
That middle verse was not part of the...
Okay, so the middle verse that he's talking about, let's see, let's find another. Yeah, I'm thinking what he's talking about is where he starts calling out the other people. Let me see. Where was it? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think when I first heard Family Matters, I was like, wait a minute, this is the preview track that he did at the end of Push-Ups, where he was just like drop, drop, drop. And then we heard the whole thing. And I think I saw the video, and I was like, oh, so he's taking the imagery of Good Kid, Mad City, the van, which I found out later that wasn't the same van, but, you know, it was close enough. And he was taking it to a junkyard so he can kind of like crush it. And, you know, just, I guess the imagery of that, like that was in the storytelling of Kendrick, like that was his mom's van that he, you know, borrowed for like the entire album of Good Kid, Mad City. And, yeah, he was just basically crushing a little bit of history there. And, there was disrespect there. I felt a little disrespected with that. But then as I got into the rap, like, you know, it was like, I don't know, he might go into it. But yeah, it just wasn't, it didn't really, for me, it didn't really hit as hard as any of the things that Kendrick had said.
Assignment. This song is called Family Matters. It's supposed to be a message to Kendrick that paints the picture saying, hey man, family matters. You gotta be a better family man. What the fuck does this middle verse have to do with that? To put this whole middle verse in the song called Family Matters, that's not even about Kendrick, that just doesn't have integrity to the song. What the fuck is this middle verse? It feels like you're padding the word count. This feels like me in high school writing essays just to get my homework done. Just saying random shit. By the way, the music video for Family Matters is a shitty music video. It is much more of a visualizer and a lyric video than a music video. It's kind of insane. When y'all are counting the days that Kendrick hasn't responded, what were you doing? Because you previewed Family Matters on Push-Ups, so you presumably had that shit ready, and all you did that whole time we were waiting on Kendrick is shoot this shitty visualizer lyric video, not even a real music video.
We got the same 24. What you mad for?
But as a quality over quantity rock, wouldn't you agree this song is just so much better without that middle verse? It doesn't have so much more replayability, if that's what Drake is going for.
And the Drake fans will say that Family Matters was the red button. It was the best one. It was the one that was to put Kendrick in his grave and all that stuff. And that wasn't it at all, man. It doesn't have the longevity as like any of the tracks. Like Euphoria was better than Family Matters, and that's just me saying that, man. I mean, that might be my opinion, but it's the right opinion.
A hit song that puts him over the record for most hit singles over MJ. It's a 7.5-minute song with this awful middle verse gonna go number one. Come on, man. So the conceptual integrity of the song sucks, but really is the lesser point here. What matters far more is the integrity of one's character. It has a lot to do with your credibility and whether or not people should believe what you're saying.
I heard that one of them little kids might be Dave Free.
Yeah, trying to drive our wedge between Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar. That was off base, and you know the kids and stuff saying, because I think he had liked a couple Facebook posts or Twitter posts from Whitney or something. That was all Drake needed to say, oh, maybe one of those kids are his. And I was like, that's crazy, bro. That's quite the reach, my friend.
They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen.
So in saying that, now's a good time to pay a visit to our pal Taylor again. Remember Terry?
Terry?
He has a great lesson in this book that applies to what Drake's done here with Family Matters, and it goes, thou shalt not make shit up. I mean, this is once again the critical difference between making art for the short term versus making it for the long term. As Kendrick predicted on Euphoria, Drake's whole angle, because he didn't have any actual dirt on Kendrick, is to spread rumors, to stoop so low to discredit some decent people. Things that a year later have had absolutely no substantiated proof in reality of being true. So as an artist, your integrity matters. While it is possible to sway people in the moment with bold claims, with fabricating lies, time reveals all in the end.
The truth will be revealed.
And that's the thing. People that were Drake fans, they were running with all this stuff. They're like, you know what? Kendrick, did move to New York. Maybe it was possible that he was cheating on Whitney, and maybe also that he abuses her and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, people were really getting behind every word that Drake said. Not everybody. Some people were just like, dude, this is just outline. This is just BS, man. Like, this is all fabricated and there's no actual proof behind it, because you think that this would make headlines. You would think that, there would be a history of this, and there was no history of this.
And history will always favor those who speak the truth, who have integrity, because hindsight is 20/20 and they'll see that shit clearly. So as an artist, your integrity matters. The integrity of your works, but more importantly, the integrity of your character. So I think integrity is intertwined with your reputation. I think your reputation comes as a result of your integrity. Now listen, we're still here on Friday, May 3rd. Most Friday nights, you probably want to go outside and touch some grass. You probably want to be hanging out with friends, maybe sharing some drinks, making memories. But on Friday, May 3rd, 2024, oh, how it paid to be sitting at home on your phone. I will never forget that night, as Family Matters had just came out, and I texted my friends rapidly about my thoughts, saying, wow, those were some big claims. That's crazy stuff, I don't know. But Kendrick's camp is tweeting and they don't seem too bothered by it. I remember seeing someone in Kendrick's camp say, that was the nuke? I'm in like the middle of a sentence typing to them, and I get the notification at the top of my screen.
Kendrick dropped again, and he dropped Meet the Grams.
Kendrick Lamar tweeted, Meet the Grams.
Drake stuff proving there's a mole in his camp. We have a receipt for some prescriptions here. We got the Maybach glove. We got some Shorty collection. What does that say? Nadine goes in, whatever. Yeah, man. Pharmacy receipts.
You dropped. You're lying, bro. You're a cat.
Dude, the whole internet went crazy on this, man. I remember caught this from Kai Cenat, a few other creators, and they were all just like, what he dropped? I can't believe it. I think I was listening to No Life Shack, and I also listened to Jay Black, and they were just like, dude, I was in the middle of uploading my response to Family Matters, and here we go, like, he's already responded. It's crazy. So yeah, it was insane.
Bro, you're a cap. He did? Oh my god, he did! Oh my god, he did! Oh my...
That's what I'm saying. These are all genuine responses, and it's just like, look, if Kendrick could get these type of like responses, and I don't think it was ever that. It was like, not Kendrick, Drake. If Drake can get these kind of responses, it would be something. But it just seemed that Kendrick was always the one that was pushing it forward, and sure enough, it was Drake that was on the back foot when he got to the last one. When we got to the Heart Part 6, yeah, he was on the back foot. It wasn't even a diss record; it was a defense record.
God, he did! Oh my god! No! Oh my god, what's going on? This is actually insane.
Only Kendrick can elicit this type of response, man. It really is something to behold.
He didn't even let this nigga breathe. Whoa, what?
He basically took away all the steam from Family Matters. Like, any hype that could have been built was completely deflated. And it was just a very incredible chess move.
What? What are you saying to me? What? Whoa, wait!
Meet the Grams 1 minute ago. Oh man, the speed of these records was insane.
Wait, he actually dropped! Wait, what the fuck? Wait, he dropped! Kendrick dropped! Kendrick dropped! Kendrick dropped! Wait, what the fuck?
No fucking way. What Kendrick say? Kendrick dropped immediately? No fucking way. No fucking way.
Yo, what the hell is up with DJ Academics looking at was it YouTube on like light mode? That's crazy, bro. Yeah, bro.
No way.
The way that the first words of the song were already crazier.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that that man is your father. Let me be honest.
This is how you set the tone. This is concision. Because in the first 2 words of the song,
you brought in the kids, you're talking past Drake. You're like, look, I'm just going to go ahead and start straight with the family because he took it there. And now I'm about to just address the entire family, and I'm going to save Drake for last.
Trial that Pusha T had revealed that Drake was hiding in their beef several years ago.
Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than an Adidas press run. That's real.
Kendrick is now writing a letter to Adonis saying, I'm sorry that that man is your father. Now, you guys.
If you just could, just take yourself out of your body and just put yourself into Adonis's shoes, okay? This kid now has to grow up with this legacy, that there is a song addressed to him by one of the biggest rap acts in history, okay? And he was basically included as one of Meet the Grams is like, that's some dark level stuff, okay? This is like next level beef here. This is like the Wagyu of diss tracks here. And yeah, Adonis he is going to have to grow up with this. Maybe he doesn't understand it now, but when he gets to about 18, yeah, he's gonna understand the weight that was that this track had.
I gotta be honest.
Let me be honest.
When I made that prediction, this is what I was imagining. This was the magic current that I sensed from the future.
This was the violence that Kendrick chose. He woke up and chose violence, and this was the violence here. This is as violent as it got.
This is the greatest diss track I've ever heard. The concept of writing to his family, not even talking to Drake anymore, but talking past him to his son and to his parents, is some of the most sinister, disgusting, disrespectful things I've ever heard. Incredibly disrespectful in concept alone. All you need to do is hear,
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that that man is your father. Let me...
No!
This song is dark art, and it has cursed Drake and his family forever.
Dude.
The fact that something with their last name baked into it exists, there is no way Adonis will not hear this song.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. He's not going to be able to escape this all the way into adulthood. Like, he's going to introduce himself to some girl. He's like, hey, I'm Adonis, whatever. They're like, oh, so you're the Adonis that song was about. And he's going to be like, yeah. So Drake's your dad? Yeah. No, that's crazy, man. Yeah. Latera McDaniels came back, says, as he gets older, he won't have anything to do with his father, air quotes. You know what? That would probably be one of the smartest things to do, is distance yourself and make a name for yourself, or just, I don't know, maybe even change your name. Maybe just completely drop your first and your last name and just be something completely different. Go in the witness protection and just, completely just change your name. Does his sweater, Adonis' sweater, say hate survivor? Hold on.
Adonis?
It does. Hate survivor. Dude, he's gonna have a man. That's crazy. What a prophetic sweater to be wearing during this segment of the video.
Go into middle school and high school and people will be saying, "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry, that man is your father."
Bro,
is actually
for life, man, for life. He's never gonna live that down. If Adonis doesn't, if he doesn't have like a massive amount of therapy into adulthood, I would be very surprised.
insane. This is dark art. Personally, I like dark art. That's why my last video is about a piece of dark art, kind of mean tragedy and horror. That last video didn't do so well.
You ain't like that record?
It is crazy to me that this bluff. Drake said he had a nuke and it was just making up some...
Ah, the red button. I think we know what the red button was at the end of this whole rap beef, and it was the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was the red button. For those of you that didn't catch it, I'm sure some of you did. That whole Apple Music thing, let me go real quick to that so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I hate just talking and not having any visuals. Super Bowl. I think I just say that, Super Bowl, and then images. Stadium, maybe? Outside, red stadium. Let's check it out. This right here, this was your red button here. Or what is it? Can I see where's the Apple Music? Go to Apple Music. Super Bowl, Apple, oh, it was like Caesar, Apple Music. Apple Music, Caesar. Well, I mean, we all saw it, didn't we? It was like this whole thing right here. This was all red at one point. I don't know why I'm not seeing any pictures of it. Halftime show. Maybe we can see it here. This thing was a whole oh, here we go. It was the red button, guys. This was the red button. This was the nuke, okay? And this is what ended the beef. This was game over. So yeah, I mean, Kendrick couldn't have played it better, man. I mean, it looks like a goddamn red button right here. And I know a lot of people, like, they caught that right away. I was one of those people that I was like, dude, I see it. I can't unsee it. This is the red button, man. So yeah. Going back, this whole, yeah, Family Matters was not the red button, guys. It was the red button for Drake, but no. The real button was coming. The real red button was going to come a lot later.
Drake's family. He didn't actually have a nuke, and he just sat there for 17 days and did nothing. And actually thought. He actually thought he was so smart. When Euphoria came out, they were like, wait. He said he's going to drop another one. So let's wait for him to drop that other one, and then that's when we get him. He's going to drop the next one, and then later that same day, we drop Family Matters. It'll be the ultimate prank. And so he does that, and 30 minutes later, Kendrick says, I knew you were gonna do that. Meet the Grams.
I love this. This skit right here was one of the first things I saw after Meet the Grams dropped, and this was like a perfect representation of Drake's camp. This was amazing.
Drake. What is that? What is that?
This is about reputation. And what Meet the Grams is an absolute real nuke on Drake's reputation. And in true Kendrick fashion, it does get deeper as it progresses, culminating in a final verse that's to Aubrey himself, not Drake, the character of the actor, but the man underneath, taking the mask off and talking to Aubrey himself, the man behind the mask. Kendrick cut through to the depths of this man's soul.
Why believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in. Fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
I have never. What the fuck?
He's not even battling him anymore. He's just trying to educate you. Be a better man. Just do better, please.
Drake thought he was clever bringing his mom into the beginning of Family Matters.
Maybe in this song, you shouldn't start by saying...
Drake brought his mom into the beef, and then 30 minutes later, Kendrick is like,
Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen.
As if everything we've heard so far isn't insanely heavy.
Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates...
Okay,
Yeah.
Drake?
It got to another level here. Like, he was starting to wish death on him. And yeah, man, it was like on a whole nother level. Like, you know, Drake was over here trying to say that Kendrick was a wife beater and, you know, he was out here in New York cheating with white women and stuff. And Kendrick was like, look, man, I'm going to talk to your entire family and tell them how you should die. It's like, it got heavy after that, man.
Drake.
I don't know if this is like protected legally, how he says he should die. You know, like he ought to. Like it'd be for the greater good. We would be better off as a collective without him. Imagine a situation where one of the greatest living writers has made a song and posted it to the world about you, in which they are telling your parents you should
die so all of these women can live with a purpose.
This is beyond anything I imagined. I thought it would be crazy, but somehow this is some psychotic shit that I never saw coming.
He hates black women.
Nah, this nigga Kendrick is a psychopath, bro. This nigga is a psychopath. Yo.
Yeah. You know what's a good diss track? When you have to get up from your chair and just to take a lap. You know, you got to walk away for a bit to like let it really seep in. That's what the effect of this track had. And that's why you know it was really powerful. And it resonated with the entire like culture, man. And yeah, we saw this as like, this was a deep cut. Meet the Grams was like, that was one of the hardest tracks out of the entire beef. Only to be followed up with one of the greatest tracks ever.
Kendrick. Bro, you scaring me, bro.
And quickly talking about this third verse. Much like how there has been no substantiated proof to come out about Drake's allegations of Kendrick, this allegation of Drake having yet another child a year later has not been proved.
Yes, the 11-year-old daughter, that was another bomb that he had dropped that, you know, Drake did answer back to that one on the Heart Part 6, saying that he had a team that was like feeding him information, false information, and Kendrick just took the bait. He didn't do any actual research. He just went with it. And I mean, I think that's how he kind of played it. But no, I mean, I thought it was still a good thing to get people like talking and thinking, like actually questioning Drake. You're like, do you have a freaking daughter, man? Like possibility.
Proven true. Personally, and this is just me, I think she exists. And I could be wrong. I just don't think Kendrick would write this whole verse and publish it if he wasn't certain that this child existed. Because this song is a nuke even without that verse. If you take away the daughter verse, the song is still insane. And so I don't think he has a reason to fake that. I really just don't think it's like him to put something in there that he's not sure about. So I could be wrong. He could be wrong. As incredible of an artist as he is a human that makes mistakes. Look at the Joel Osteen bar. He meant to say Haley Joel Osment, and he got confused with Joel Osteen, which is pretty fucking funny, but it is proof that he is a human being. He got the names confused. It's fine. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I feel like the daughter is real. And why haven't we seen her yet? Because they're not gonna dox a child.
Obviously. And I do believe it came out later that Drake was taking all of his condoms and he was doing the hot sauce thing where he would be dropping hot sauce in the condom afterwards, whatever. So there would be no way of saving the leftovers and trying to have a baby afterwards. And so yeah, that came out, that became public. And yeah, so, you know, Drake was at least doing his part to not have any hidden children.
You know, if she's real, it'll come out when the time is right, but we're not gonna dox a child. for this rap beef. All right, moving on. So Meet the Grams is one of the craziest songs I've ever heard. Wake up Saturday, May 4th, just stunned of what had just happened the night before. And I think people forget that what Kendrick did with Meet the Grams would be the setup for the next track, Not Like Us. The next day, he would drop Not Like Us, which in parallel, if Meet the Grams was a nuke on Drake's reputation, not only was Not Like Us dancing on the grave, but it was solidifying Kendrick's reputation as a guy standing for his virtues, standing for his beliefs. That's what he told SZA in that interview, what he believes the song is about. This is where many would say that Kendrick beat Drake at his own game by taking the diss track crown for the most replayed. Kendrick would back-to-back the back-to-backer twice, but to a much higher level, because Charged Up into back-to-back was a pretty good combo. Euphoria and 616, pretty good combo. But Meet the Grams into Not Like Us.
Latera McDaniel says, "Wow, that's crazy about the hot sauce. I never heard that." Yep, that's how plugged in I was into this beef, man. And I was kind of just like every little bit of information that I was gathering and stuff. Like all of this stuff was like it was all being made public, and you know it's all out there, man. It's all out there to be researched. But yeah,
is the most insane.
Dude, this album art, I remember Kendrick did get in trouble for it, I think, because it did show like Drake's, you know, embassy with like all these little predator markers on it. And and I do believe, what's it called? I think, was it Kai Cenat that had like, I think a house that was close to this or something? I'm not 100%. But yeah, that was I think Kai Cenat, or maybe another streamer. I don't know. I think something about Kai Cenat. I think he had a house that was close to this. And I remember they were saying on stream, like, dude, like people were talking about raiding the embassy, and Kai Cenat's house is like right next door.
Insane combo I've ever seen. At this point, we're getting a whole Kendrick Hates Drake EP, but they're progressing the way an EP does. Not only are they changing in style, but
they were getting better and better. Every song from Like That, Euphoria was better than Like That, 616. I wouldn't say it's better than Euphoria, but it was still amping up, and it was more of a chill vibe to it, but it was still good. A little bit brief, and then Meet the Grams was like a heavy hitter, and then following up with Not Like Us. I mean, everybody knows that was like that. Not Like Us actually, when I first heard it, I was like, this is okay. It's not better than Euphoria, but I still, it grew on me, and I was like, you know what? It is damn catchy though. And then I just kept hearing it here, and I'm like, people were playing it at weddings, people were playing it at graduations, people were playing it at cookouts. I played it at a cookout, actually. I played it at, what was it? It was what did I play it at? I think it was it was a birthday party. We did a birthday party for my wife and daughter. I'm sorry, yeah, my wife, daughter, and son. All their birthdays are around the same. And we did I played Not Like Us at that cookout. It was the birthday party. It was great.
The way one track follows the next is so well put together that
there were kids at that party too. We were all singing A minor.
Could only drop Not Like Us right after a Meet the Grams, after Kendrick had just boogeymaned him. How Drake thought he had the leg up on him, and 30 minutes later, Kendrick appears behind him with the real nuke.
Psst, there's something you don't want to do. Psst, I see dead people.
One of the greatest tracks, man.
And then this would go on to be the song, the most replayed, the victory anthem, the anti-PDF file anthem.
Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles, wop, 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 don't fuck 'em up, wop, wop,
The
wop,
video.
wop, wop.
The video was amazing too, because there was so much hidden meaning that actually came out months after it released. Like that whole part where he was doing push-ups in that little area, that enclosed area. That was like, they found out that was a reference. I think Mila Jovovich, there was a movie where I think she was in a very similar scene with like, you know, a bunk, and then there was like a picture frame with the picture was facing the other way. And it was like, I can't remember like the reference, but I just remember that it was a level to it. The shipping containers was, I think that referred to like human trafficking. There was a lot. When he said A minor, he was doing he was crip walking on the the double Dutch, and just, I mean, there's so much, man. So much stuff going on.
I'ma do my stuff.
A minor has been so catchy that people forgot that is a flow rebuttal to what Drake did with the Day Free line.
Day Free. A minor.
A minor.
And then Drake he tried to flip A minor to B flat, D sharp. You got a B sharp. Try to make D flat, you got a B sharp, something like that. D major. Yeah, he tried to flip that, but it didn't stick. It didn't stick at all.
Once again, those Tupac lines.
You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga.
The gamble has backfired. He was trying to rush his opponent, you know, to cheese him, to go all in real early, but it didn't work. Kendrick.
Big mistake. You don't rush. You don't rush greatness. You know, you just wait for it.
Use that against him.
How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
This song would.
And you know what I thought was going to happen? I thought at the Super Bowl, I thought we were going to get those +5 tracks. I thought we were going to get it. We didn't get it. It's okay. We did get one new track, but that was it. But yeah, I was like, dude, if he wanted to drop those +5 tracks, he could do it right at the Super Bowl. Sure, nobody's going to know what's going on, but I still like what he did at the Super Bowl.
Go on to get 1 billion streams. It would go on to win 5 Grammys for calling Drake a PDF file.
Well deserved. Well deserved, man. You know what? This was well deserved, and then I think the fact that Kendrick lost to Macklemore all those years back, this right here coming back, this is like well deserved, you know? I'm glad he got the recognition he deserved.
Which Kendrick got as many Grammys as Drake with Not Like Us. So as an artist, you're
That's freaking crazy, man, that he got 5 Grammys, and I think Drake has had like 5 Grammys, but he got it all in one song. That's pretty amazing.
Reputation matters. It shapes what people expect from you. It can work for or against you. And finally, let's talk about Coherence. Not the indie film movie. Great film you should see if you haven't. But talking about the consistency of your message. Because The Heart Part 6 is not just the worst diss track I've ever heard. Not just the worst Drake song I've ever heard. But it is fiercely competing for the worst song I've ever heard. The Heart Part 6 is so bad it almost does as much damage to Drake as the previous 2 Kendrick tracks did. I think 3 nukes were dropped on Drake, and one of them was The Heart Part 6. Pro tip, in the unfortunate circumstance that someone is comparing you to a sex criminal,
Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life.
don't compare yourself to a whole other sex criminal in your defense.
This Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
He simultaneously refers to it as this Epstein shit and says, I'm too rich to get away with this. He is literally talking about a person who was so rich he could get away with running an underage sex ring.
Yeah, on a freaking island, dude. Like, come on now. That's the thing, man. Drake started saying too much, and not the way he was responding. It was like revealing more information, you know, like the fact that he was called a PDF file on Not Like Us. He was like, look, I was not looking at Millie Bobby Brown or whatever. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And we're like, what? Like, we never brought her name up. Who are you talking about Millie Bobby Brown for?
Millie Bobby Browns, I never looked twice at no teenager.
I knew y'all thought I was a pedophile. That's not a thing normal people say. I'm not attracted to Millie Bobby Brown. No one even brought her up. Where are you getting this talk from?
If I was fucking...
Latera McDonald says, I love that professor. Yeah, that guy, I actually watched him break down the whole beef too. A lot of insight. The thing is, like, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, white people, they can't really relate to this music. Like, no, this music, the beef that was transpiring between Drake and Kendrick, that transcended all race. Like, everybody could really take something from it and get on board with it. It was more than just black music, man. This was history being made, and everybody was able to really look into it and, you know, really be affected by it. There were plenty of people that, like, dude, this music, this rap beef transcended all race and cultures, man.
Young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. You thought you left D flat, D major.
Don't claim that you fed them information seconds after saying whoever they're getting their information from is clowns. Don't say that your opponent would be a worthy competitor if you were really a predator.
I absolutely love that he included Breaking Bad like imagery for like B-roll. I absolutely love Breaking Bad. I think I'm gonna do a Breaking Bad video on my channel, and it's coming, but I just need to figure out how I'm gonna do it. But I absolutely love Breaking Bad. Latera McDaniel says, yes, I learned a lot from him. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like when you can go into like an analyzation of a rap beef like of this magnitude with a lot of mental clarity, I think there's a lot of stuff that you have to pay attention to. You know, a lot of it's going to be past tracks, a lot of stuff building on from, you know, prior songs, and also just the history of what was said. But you also have to go further back. You got to go further back in their catalog in order to get the references and also the outside information, scandals and all that other stuff to really see what the double entendres, triple entendres and stuff like that, what they all mean. And dude, that's what's the great thing about YouTube, man. There's people that are plugged into this stuff to such a high level. You know, you get so much resources in order to understand this stuff. I have a whole video. Oh, I don't have a video, but I reacted to a video that was on the Super Bowl and all of the different hidden meanings and stuff. I mean, there was plenty of videos that did that, but there was one guy in particular that really took the time and did like I think it was an hour plus video on all of the hidden meanings, like everything that he could possibly, you know, no stone was unturned, basically. And I learned a lot. And I still watch that 13-minute Super Bowl performance with a lot more appreciation now, knowing all the stuff I know. And that's the thing. You can listen to Kendrick's music, you can watch his performances, and you'll hear something new, and you'll see something new, and you'll get like more and more appreciation out of it. That Super Bowl performance gets better and better the more you know about what's going on and what's being portrayed. People are saying like even this tiny details that went over your head, like that little controller code that was going, they said that was like they said it was the 59 live code or something in a video game, and it was the 59th Super Bowl. It's just like, that's Kendrick for you, man. That's Kendrick to do something like that you're not going to get it right away, but other people that are, you know, plugged in, they're like, oh, I know that code because I played that game. I know that code, and they see it, and then they have an appreciation for it on a different level than anybody else that like it completely flew over their head. I think a lot of people that attended the Super Bowl that was like, this was the worst performance ever. They missed everything. They missed all of the meaning. So, whereas like, I think it was made for television. It was made for the fans. And I think that's really authentic Kendrick right there. He's not going to make music for he's not going to make music for the masses. He's going to make music for his fans.
You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator.
It heard itself in its confusion. The coherence of your message is paramount. It should be consistent and cohesive. And Drake went from begging Kendrick to drop to begging Kendrick to stop. Just within the art that Drake...
Yeah, he said drop, to stop, to I'm calling the cops. Because he started suing. And it was just like, come on, Drake. That's some bitch shit.
Has submitted. There is so much contradiction, let alone the real life antics that he's doing now with the lawsuits and whatnot. There is so much incoherence, so much contradiction. In stark contrast to Kendrick, who simply told us what was going to happen, and then that happened. He has been saying the same thing the whole time. It is crystal clear in the art, and the fact that he doesn't communicate outside of the art makes it that much clearer for us, because this is all we have to look at.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get.
I saw this. This was one of the greatest like animations to the Heart Part 6 because it was in the way that he was breathing at the end. It was perfect. It was completely perfect. And when he does it was great because it looked like he was like ceasing up inside of a hospital bed. Once you see that, you can't get it out of your head. Then you hear it like again on the track. And yeah, dude, it's great.
Get out, get the pen working.
This is not a diss track. This is a defense track. His energy...
that's what I just said. It felt like that Drake was on the back foot, and he was just like, "Nuh-uh." The whole time, he's like, "Nuh-uh." Oh man, Kendrick had him on the ropes and he had nowhere to go, bro. He's just like, no. Look, man, if I was really that, I would have been caught by now. Which is like the worst offense.
Intensity on the subject matter is at an all-time low. It does not properly follow what is before.
Leteri McDaniel says, so true. I watched the halftime show before I got here. Nice. Yeah, that's the thing, man. You watch that and then watch somebody break it down. I'll try to see if after this video, I'll try to see if I can find that video where the guy is like, I'll find the link and I'll just, show it to you so you can watch it. You'll get so much of a bigger appreciation out of it because there were so many references to what Kendrick had done, even in like ad space. Like he had done like ads for promotions and stuff for new albums and everything that were reenacted in that Super Bowl performance. Just stuff off the top of my head. Like everything was video game themed. So, there was like a Tetris shape in the beginning. At one point there was a snake of like, red people that were dressed in red. They were like, they were in an S, and the S could have like meant SZA because that's what SZA was going to be coming in. And the game over at the end, which everybody saw the game over, but a lot of people didn't see like the wrong way, wrong turn, turn around or something. And I mean, I even said it the other day. I'm trying to remember what somebody said. Somebody said something. Oh yeah, we were talking about living in the South, and someone says, "Oh, I don't like peaches." And I was like, "Wait a minute. So you've never had peach cobbler?" And she's like, "No, I don't like peaches." I'm like, "You're in the state of Georgia." She's like, "I know. I'm actually from Georgia, and I just don't like peaches." And the only thing I said to her, I was like, "Deduct one life." And she got what I meant, because I'm like, dude, it's like, yeah, that's not. I don't think that's cool, man. That's like saying you're from Atlanta, but you don't drink Coke, man. Deduct one life.
For it, you have lost the plot, dude. This shitty mother eye. That was unforgivable.
Yeah, that mother eye thing was lame. And it's like, that's the thing. That's when you really realize that Drake was really out of his depth on this. Like, he is better when he is doing the melody stuff, when he's just kind of do like the club hits and singing, for the ladies and stuff. Not this whole rapty rap stuff, like this is, I mean, it's fun that he wanted to like challenge himself and get in his, his like beef bag and stuff and try to hurl shots. And, it just failed miserably. And you realize this is where your strengths are. Your strengths are not in rap beef, but in doing club bangers, song for ladies, stuff like that. That's where your strengths are. This whole thing, like, I think he had said at one point, Drake said, if I wanted it to be a conscious rapper and put out music like that, he could. And I'm like, nah, bro. Not to the level that Kendrick and J. Cole and all them, are doing. I don't think so.
Oh, it is so. There's so many bad moments on this. This song is F tier, maybe double F tier. There's so many profoundly bad moments on this song.
That's that one record where you say you got my lips there. Oh, fuck me. I just made the whole connection.
Then he proceeds to misinterpret the point of the song. And even if he correctly interpreted it, what a terrible angle.
Drake is looking weaker and weaker every day.
TikTok videos you collected and dissected.
This guy really thinks that Kendrick is out here collecting and dissecting TikToks. What are we doing? What is this Mickey Mouse bullshit? What are these high school antics? But fortunately, you don't have to stoop to that level of Instagram comments, because this is a battle of art, and Kendrick can put his rebuttal in the art, and that's exactly what he did. In this beautiful moment where we finally get to not even hear what Winnie has to say.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite moments of Not Like Us video, like him with Whitney, dancing, crip walking. She's wearing the wife beater. They're together. There's no tension. It was just like, it was a complete flip on whatever Drake had said in Family Matters. It was just like, no, man, look at us, man. We're good. We're good, man. You got like all of that shit that you said about us, man. I'm just going to show it to you visually that you're full of shit. And I was like, dude, this was fucking art, bro.
but to show us how she feels about the battle. It is the epitome of show versus tell. Drake is telling us as suspect how Dave is commenting on Whitney's post, and
Why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations?
they show us them dancing on this man's grave with their kids. It is of utmost importance that both Kendrick and Whitney chose to stand for this form of communication to set the standard for the future moving forward, that you don't have to reply on that level. You don't have to.
And the whole TDE thing where he was like, yeah, you know, you were giving half of your money or half of your earnings to TDE and all that stuff, and that's why you left them. They show up in the video of Not Like Us, and they're chilling out, hanging out. It's like everything's cool between them. This whole like driving to drive a wedge between Kendrick and Dave Free. What does it say at the very end of Not Like Us? Produced by Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar. Everything's cool, man.
Get on social media and post your response there. You can take your time and on your own schedule, take your truth and put it into the art. And that's what they did. It's probably the most beautiful part of this battle is Whitney dancing on Drake.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. That was my favorite part of the video.
And far more impactful way of communicating in the digital age. And it's probably a big reason why it won a fucking Grammy. This 10 to 15 second moment would be one of the most memorable of the entire battle. I think is undisputedly the best shot in the music.
That is a beautiful, beautiful family, man. Like that's, man, you love to see it, bro.
Video. I think the second best is the tightrope one. That one is insane. Really the coup de grace, and even though this man was already dead, what little was left of his argument was this, and they obliterated it in spectacular fashion.
I am a war general, seasoned in preparation.
Dude, you need help.
Stop it. Get some help.
So as an artist, the coherence of your message is paramount. It should be consistent and cohesive. I don't know, I just look at the Heart Part 6 and it's like, this, just remember our golden rule, man. Like, this is what you chose to...
Yeah, it was not the right answer. I mean, he only took a day. The thing is, after like Not Like Us, he was just like, I got 24 hours, bro. I got 24 hours to make something happen. I gotta hit him with the quickness. I gotta do it in one take, and that's it, man. That's it. I'm gonna put a stop to it too. I don't want to go further after this. I wanted to say it was a good run. It was a good run. Good to, you know, get our pens out and stuff like that, you know. But I think it's time to get back to what we do best, and that's making the club hits for the ladies and all that stuff. But yeah, I was just like, dude, this is him throwing in the towel right here. Like, this is it. No more after this. But you know, Kendrick, he's not really one to take it lying down, man. He's like, look, I told you I'm going to take this further, okay? We got the Pop-Out show. We got the Grammys. And then we got the Super Bowl. So, I mean, yeah, this is far from over, my friend.
On wax, in the art, forever. It's just, it's so bad.
Hey, 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 run for your life.
Is he gonna get a Grammy?
Is he gonna get a Grammy? Maybe.
The whole point of delayed gratification is that while it's
hard, oh my god, the GNX album, dude, the GNX album is absolute flames, dude. Every track is amazing. I love all the tracks with SZA. I mean, those are of course great. Man of the Garden, I'm actually appreciating that one a lot more now than I did before. But yeah, Gloria, one of my favorite tracks. Absolutely love it. His Heart Part 6 on that one is way better than Drake's Heart Part 6. He took that back. Like, I'm going to give you the real Heart Part 6. That was great. Whacked Out Murals, TV Off, Peekaboo, all of these, man, they're all good. You know what? 2025, he's going to get so many Grammys for GNX. I can tell you already, he's going to.
First, it ultimately wins big later. And so this has been a tremendous learning experience for someone who's impatient like me, who's grown up in the digital age, the era of instant gratification, that it didn't matter that it would take 17 days or whatever for Kendrick to respond and that Drake would get to paint the narrative first, because the picture that Kendrick ultimately painted was so much more coherent and so much more potent that it completely won the narrative. While Kendrick had clearly won the battle, now J. Cole...
Dude, he won the battle. He united the West. He brought gangs together. Like, it was like, dude, this was a moment in history right here that was being made. We all got to see it.
Drake are actually just spiraling with some of the definitively worst features we've ever seen from them.
Oh my god. I forgot about this. The J. Cole Grippy track, that was trash, bro. Absolute trash.
Grippy. And she said she was gay until I slayed. Now she's strictly dickly. As soon as she pays, I'm on the way. And I be showing up.
Yeah, we doomed. We're J. Cole fan. We cooked.
I remember No Life Shack when he said this, because it was just like, dude, it's true. It's not the same. He has been neutered, okay? And then I think, yeah, this is what's coming up now. I think you have the Drake Wagwan Delilah. That was awful too.
No! No!
Yeah, this was bad. This was awful.
No, hell no, this is a joke. This cannot be.
This was basically like, look, man, we've been knocked out. We're just trying to figure out, we're trying to get our bearings back. We're putting out tracks, yeah, but we don't really know we're just throwing stuff at the wall and hopefully something will stick, okay? Wagwan Delilah by Drake, Grippy by J. Cole. These were like, they're just like, this is like, look, man, we're in an experimental phase. Hopefully this will, someone will like it. There's gonna be someone that will like this.
Real.
Nobody liked it.
No, hell no. This is not real. No, bro, no. Jake, get up! Jake!
Oh my god, I forgot about the Sexy Red. Dude, Sexy Red, I don't understand the appeal of Sexy Red. Like, she can't sing. She's awful, bro. Absolutely disgusting, dude. And she doesn't have any talent, bro. Oh man, Latera McDaniel says sounds like Tara, bro. Oh man, you know what, it's crazy because once I heard Grippy and I heard Wagwan Delilah, and now I'm hearing this Sexy Red track, my stomach is starting to turn again from all of the coffee that I had earlier, just like it did with when I saw the Tara the Android. So yeah, it's giving off the same effect. So sounds like Tara is spot on.
There's no fucking way, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's trash, bro.
So, what have we learned? Kendrick won because he takes art seriously, and serious artists respect the fact that once published, art is forever. They recognize that art is a long game, and therefore artists should play the long game, because what we're making will outlive us all. Drake played for the instant gratification, which lasted all of 17 days. Kendrick played for the delayed gratification, or all the days after those 17. And it has now been 306 days since Push-Ups dropped, the same day I posted my last Kendrick video. And just look at what has happened since. Winning the battle in May would result in a victory concert in June, a victory lap album in November, 5 Grammy wins, and a historic, record-breaking Super Bowl performance.
Dude, it beat out Michael Jackson. 133.5 million viewers. And I think Michael Jackson had 133.4 million viewers. So that's saying something. And you know what? I think the viewership dropped off after his performance. I think it was 1.6, or I think it was 1.3 or 1.6 million viewers dropped off after the halftime performance. And it's because, and I said this, I said Drake told his viewers to turn the TV off, and we listened. And that's why it happened. A lot of people turned into the Super Bowl, man, for the halftime performance, not for the game. No one cared. I didn't care. My team wasn't playing, so.
In February. But while Kendrick takes his art seriously, some of you don't, and that's a problem. You see, I get a lot of comments much worse than the one I showed at the beginning of this video. Some of you probably saw the one on my community post just before posting this. You don't have to like everything that I like. You might not be into hip-hop as a genre, but to say that it's not music, to belittle the art form that I love, is ignorant at best and straight up racist at worst.
When people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form, and like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps.
When the metaphors don't reach you, you know, it goes over your head and you can't appreciate it. It really is, man. It's like that really is like the music that is put out by certain rappers, not all rappers, because there are some rappers that put out mumble music, but then you got rappers that are, you know, like Kendrick. You got people that are like Joyner, people that are like, you know, who else? Dude, there's like so many, man. There's so many. Like I like Royce da 5'9", you know. I like storyteller rappers, you know, those kind of rappers that like really they really make you think, and you know, it's that stuff is what I can appreciate, and that stuff that has like longevity. You can listen to it for decades and it's still like timeless music. And yeah, I mean, I have GNX in my car on repeat like every day, bro. I love that album.
From awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre.
And you know what? Maybe you won't get it right now, and that's fine, because real artists play the long game, and I see new people discovering the art of rappers like Kendrick Lamar every year.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
People are...
Yeah, that makes me happy to see. I mean, the fact is, you probably won't be appreciated until you're gone. That's the reality for a lot of things. That's for reality for a lot of painters, a lot of musicians. A lot of people don't even discover, even podcasters, you know, people don't even know about anybody until they're gone. And then they go back and they're like, wow, this guy had a lot of insight. This guy had a lot of stuff, or this woman had a lot of great music, you know, that I'd never heard of. You know, and it's just like you never really get fully appreciated until you leave. And that's kind of the truth, man. It's kind of a sad fact. But for those that can, you know, discover people while they're still alive and appreciate them while they're still alive, you know, it's something to behold, you know. And this whole like feud between Drake people and Kendrick people, I think it's really silly, you know. I think if Drake can put out good music, it's good music whether you're a fan of him or not. And I think that's kind of the thing that we need to start like really focusing on, that it's not about who's better and who's not. It's like who is really who's making music that you resonate with, you know. And but it's not putting down somebody else. If they don't make the music you like, that's just what it is, you know. And it's not like that they suck. It's just that the music is not for you. So Latera McDaniels came back, said the best thing to come out of the battle is every rapper knows that they need to raise their bars because Kendrick raised the bar. 100% true. You know, I think mumble rap is definitely gonna be a thing of the past. The whole SoundCloud rapper with, you know, the face tattoos, that, I mean, you can name them, but you can't name a lyric, you can't name an album, you can't name a track and stuff. It's all forgettable. It's all like microwavable rap, you know. You hear it, it's here today, gone tomorrow, you know. But then there's gonna be that timeless classic music that comes in, and it resonates with you, and it's something that's just, you can just listen to it until you're 80, 90 years old. You know, like, this is my music. And maybe the kids don't understand, you know, and that's fine. But oh gosh, my stomach is turning right now. Okay, gotta finish this video. We got like 1 minute left.
Still discovering his work that came out over a decade ago. New people are diving into the stories. New people are digging into the goldmine of lyricism, wordplay, and poetry. New people are finding songs they can't help but dance to. New people are finding songs that make them cry.
That was a powerful song. I'm crying, man.
And that's why I love Rap Sam. That's the power of art. And that's the art of delayed gratification. Because art has the power to touch the hearts and minds of not just everyone alive the moment it's released, but anyone and everyone who comes after us forever.
That was one incredible just essay about the art of delayed gratification, just really laying out the whole strategy that Kendrick Lamar had over Drake, and how playing the long game typically pays off. Whereas, you know, we are in an age of instant gratification, and it really will be the end of all of us. You know, as soon as we get something, like the chase for getting something is really like the satisfaction. But once you have it, it's like the chase is over, and it's not. Things start to lose value once you own them, you know, and also, you know, people too. It's like, I mean, all of that could be like applied to relationships with people. Like, you know, you meet somebody, you think they're amazing, you start chasing them a little bit, you know, maybe not like at a creepy level, but you know, you go through that chase of like, you know, you want to pursue this person, you know, and like that's like a lot of satisfaction a lot of people get. But once they attain that person, it's like the chase is over, man. And then, you know, people sometimes, because of like the age we live in, people, they get bored of one another, man. And like it's over before it even starts. People quit and they're on to the next one. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality, you know. But I want to thank everybody. That's pretty much all I got for tonight. I really want to thank everybody for coming out to the stream. If you guys are finding me for the first time, my name is Camp Hustle 1, and I do commentaries. You know, I do debates, and I might have a hater debate possibly coming up on the horizon, because for those of you that didn't catch the short that I put out, let me just go ahead and show it to you right now. I think I have time. I put out a short earlier because there was a hater that he responded, and he didn't go full on, but he said that he's going to do a follow-up to the 4-hour hate video. It wasn't a hate video, 4-hour response video I did to his hate video on me. And I'm going to show you guys that real quick, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So let's get this out of the way. Hold on. Can I get this Tubi out of here? Okay. All right. So this one is Stay Strong VillaTube. This is the guy that hated on me, and I took this little clip and I wanted to show it to you guys. So here it is.
And so this person calls me out.
Oh, hold on. Whoops. So I'm not going to go along with this whole like robosexual culture that's going on right now. Like I'm going to be old school. And this is crazy. Hold on. Let's go back to this one. Stay Strong VillaTube.
And so this person calls me out on a video, and they make a whole video. They make an hour-long video. I don't want to start thinking about it because I'm going to start laughing. I swear I'll start laughing. And I'll be over here like balled up in a fucking fetal position, crying. And so this person calls me out.
Yeah, so apparently I hit him. I hit him really hard, and, you know, he said that he was laughing, and it made him, you know, it made him laugh till he cried. And I think for him to admit that online, I think that's something very powerful. I didn't mean to make a grown man cry, but I was just, for those of you that saw that video, I was just spitting facts, you know, and giving my opinion. And I had the help of, you know, Sonic Mindscape and Hank Russell to be along there with me to guide me through his video. His video was only like 40 minutes long and stuff. Well, I ended up responding with a 4-hour video, you know. And I went through there with excruciating detail. And then he came out with this short, you know, calling me a 40-year-old gamer and all this stuff, which I haven't played video games in a while. But, you know, he saw some of the videos that are over a year old on my channel. He's just like, yeah, this guy's a gamer still. Like, it's pathetic. But he's got a wife and children. And he says that with a little bit of vitriol, too. But yeah, so this gentleman right here, he is a store owner, 29-year-old single man, and yeah, he's just like this guy. He's got a lot of hate, and but yeah, he's ready. I hopefully he wants to do a conversation, and I can have him on the podcast, and we can get it cracking. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It is what it is. But yeah, you guys stay tuned for that if that is to develop. If not, you know, I'll see you guys in the next one. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you so much. It was very nice meeting Latera McDaniels. Thank you for coming. Coke Benny, Hank Russell. Who else? Farticus, thank you for joining us. And let me see, who else? Did everybody? Oh, Kavos, thank you for making. David, it's always a pleasure. I appreciate everybody coming out. You guys are all honorary hustlers. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Camp Hustle 1. Out.